When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co.
All right, good morning and welcome in here on this Thursday morning, this draft day morning. And speaking of a draft day morning, we've got draft day. If you wait, draft day's on the television, of course, because it's always draft day no matter what. That's what the sticky note says, huh, Lloyd? Vontae Mack,
no matter what.
No matter what.
We appreciate all of you joining us here as we are live.
No matter what.
From our Southern Regional Medical Center studios and brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook brings you our show every single day. Make sure you download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You go over to the website. You can set your preferences. Make sure you gamble responsibly. And like we said, the NFL Draft is tonight, and you can bet on the NFL Draft. Currently, right now, Fernando Mendoza is minus 50,000 to be the number one overall pick. Number 2, David Bailey, minus 120. We'll skip all the way to number 8, the New Orleans Saints pick. Jordan Tyson, plus 270. Carnell Tate, plus 460. Mansoor Delane, plus 460. Reuben Bain Jr., plus 550. Caleb Downs, plus 950. And Mekhi Lemon plus 1,500 to be the Saints selection at number 8. We will roll through some of the odds at some of the pick selections today during the show as we get you ready for draft night tonight.
Question.
What you got?
We could probably, possibly, definitely, maybe find out who the Saints are going to draft if we talk to one of our friends, right? I feel like we all know who I'm talking about.
I have no idea. I'm kidding.
They might have the inside scoop. Would you want to know?
Yeah.
No.
I like the surprise of the draft.
Nope. I'm good.
See, because like I remember, so last year we go live. We did a live watch party for the draft, and
God, we'll go out for anything.
We're watching it. We're guessing who was going to be the selection on the whiteboard, and as we're doing that, if you open your phone, you're going to see who the picks are.
Yeah.
Well before they're selected. And as a kid, like whenever I was in like high school, I loved that. Because I would sit in my room or sit in the living room with my family, and I'd be like, the Caleb Downs right here.
Oh, you pretended?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was trying to impress everybody when I was a 14-year-old.
Oh, second expectation is far too high for yourself.
It's far too high.
It's like when you're watching the baseball game and you see the LSU baseball, and Jake Brown has gone yard. You're like, dollar homer.
I bet you guys are gonna hit a homer right here.
Yeah.
But
who would do that?
I love and respect the surprise of the draft. I love it. I want each pick to find out what it is when the name gets called on the board. And so that'll be tonight. The NFL Draft is tonight. You should expect to hear an LSU football player's name in the top 10 picks tonight in Mansoor Delane, as he might end up a New Orleans Saint. Who knows? We'll go through some of the odds today and look at the draft, get you ready for it as well as talk a little bit of LSU baseball with our guy Jason Armstrong of Inside LSU Baseball. And I have a gut feeling on Jason because I did speak to him last night. Don't know how much positivity and sunshine he's going to be able to pump today.
Really?
He's been very, very positive the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But he did give me the sentence last night when I just confirmed that he would be here this morning. They can't hurt me anymore.
Oh, wow.
The sentence he used, which is what LSU baseball can do to you. What sports and your love for sports can do to you when you put that much stock and hope and desire into it like he did last Thursday when we spoke to him. Obviously, looking forward to this weekend in Starkville, Mississippi as LSU takes on Mississippi State. We will preview that at 9 a.m. with him. But the NFL Draft is the news of the day. It'll be tonight, the first round of the NFL Draft. There should be a handful of LSU names announced in the duration of the draft. But in the first round, in the top 10, it'll be Mansoor Delane. But dare I say, Delane might not be the most talked about LSU player in the draft?
I think that's fair.
I think it's pretty obvious who that would be, correct?
Harold Perkins.
Darian Brown.
Garrett Nussmeier?
Aaron Anderson.
Oh, I was going to go Xavion, and actually it would have been a decent answer.
I think all those were decent answers. I think all the LSU players are extremely spoken about because they know there's a lot
so
of
bad at this.
there's a lot of high expectations because they know how talented they are. They tested off the charts, all those things. But then you look at 2025 and it's like, yeah, but you all kind of played bad. Like if you're on a bad team, like why? Like, but when I watch Aaron Anderson, he looks really good. But you know the stats and the numbers don't look that good. Or like Garrett Nussmeier. Like last night, we're going to talk about and play some of the clips from Gruden's quarterback class with Nuss. He literally said, "Man, I can't wait to pop on some of this 2024 film." It was like, "Yeah, me neither. I love popping on the 2024 film."
I wouldn't pop on the 2025 film.
Nope.
I thought that was interesting because I understand he was injured 2025. They didn't look at a single piece of 2025 film.
The only
Which is
time
not
they
what
I
was
didn't
shown.
expect that at all. I thought there would be at least a couple pieces in there. It was like they
What
talked
would you
about.
pull up?
I understand, but I'm sure there's something in
There's
there.
not.
I mean,
There
they
are.
showed the
Yes, there
Arkansas
are.
film from 2022 as a freshman, which is crazy that he went back and pulled that out and didn't talk about 2025 at
The
all.
Southern game in 2022.
I mean, yeah, like
Oh, that was tough.
Yeah,
that was a
tough
bad one.
but I thought it was good.
I forgot about that. I was like, oh, God, he's not ready at all.
No, he's had two bad picks in that.
But
game.
then he
Terrible.
throws
But
that
then-
long ball to Malik
yeah.
down the sideline. You're like,
Oh, my God.
Well, but then like it's that game against Southern, and then it's the Georgia game, the SEC championship
Yeah,
game.
the
When
second
he
half
comes
of
in,
it.
he's just ripping the football, and it's like, oh my
Okay,
god,
this will be fun.
And John Gruden's like, you throw this ball out. What the hell were you thinking here?
He's like, this
and he
guy's
was like,
not even in
well, the
the
guy
route.
stepped down. It's Malik Neighbors. I'm fucking throwing it past him.
and see, that was the reason why everyone loved him was because, especially if we look back at 2022 in the season that it was, there was a point where the stress with Jaden was he's not pulling the trigger. Like,
Right.
I remember sitting in the room in the studio with Coach Kyle Caskey and Rohan Davey watching LSU football film, the offense against Tennessee, and Rohan and Coach Caskey were both like, he should throw this football right now. Like, one of the receivers was wide open on a post, and Jaden just didn't throw it. And it was like, that's why there was so much conversation about, do you play Nuss? Even though Jaden was obviously the better quarterback.
Right.
But it was like, Nuss is going to let it rip. You have the two ends of the spectrum until Jaden finally kind of unlocks it and starts balling out at the end of 22. Obviously wins a Heisman in 23. But I thought Nussmeier last night on Gruden's quarterback class was fun to watch. I thought it was a good watch, and I would assume most people have seen it. If you haven't, it's about 1 hour of Garrett Nussmeier sitting down with Coach Gruden, talking ball, going through some film, and then obviously getting on the field for about 20 minutes and going through that as well. We do have a super chat this morning, $5 super chat from Cajun Curveball. 5 claps. Ready. I'm done coping. Jake Brown is forever a Tiger. Sorry for railing him. Not all his fault. We've had a rough calendar year. Hashtag forever big rake Jake. There we go, Cajun. That's what we like to hear.
Cajun I gave him a hard time yesterday because it was disappointing. If anybody, look, Cajun, I understand you're just very much invested in LSU baseball. It's probably too close to it at this point. But Jake Brown's off limits. Like, I don't think I have to say that out loud for very many people. But I understand you're upset that you're more just mad that he got hurt. You're not mad at the person. You're mad at the result. And so I'm glad he's finally come to his senses.
Yeah, it's very, very,
you
very
shouldn't
good.
be saying when Jake Brown is out for the year, it's like, well, good. He hit 220 in SEC plays. That's the wrong way to look at it. It's like, look at what he did in totality in his career at LSU. And he's one of the best LSU Tigers, certainly in the Jay Johnson era and probably in the last 15 years. And it's like, but you wanted to poo-poo him. So I'm glad he's back on the right side of
I
things.
completely agree.
He did go straight to talking shit about Nussmeier as soon as.
I know that's just who he is.
Yeah, I
It's
know. I
fine.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Cajun,
We all have a part of Cajun in us.
100%.
Cajun,
100%.
lose your head, but don't lose your head.
Right.
You can. It's okay to be emotional. Like, I'm fine. I'm fine with
Look,
the way this is
Cajun
played
says
out.
some thoughts just out loud.
This is completely normal the way it's played out. Where you're upset, you're emotional.
He's going through the 5 stages of
Maybe
grief.
say some things you don't truly believe, and then you come back down to earth and you go, you know what, I was wrong.
I was wrong.
And you admit it, and that's why we love you, Cajun. That's why we love you. We appreciate it.
And $5.
The draft is tonight. Garrett Nussmeier is another name that I think a lot of people maybe have similar feelings to the way Cajun just came back down to earth on Brown. I think some people may have done that now with Garrett Nussmeier after the announcement of the injury. And I think part of the reason why last night it's 2024 film that's shown is because now 2025 has been completely chalked up to injury. Like, it's been completely circled as he was hurt the entirety of the season, and that just so happens to be the case. And so I think that's why you watch 2024 film, was because they've just completely looked at 2025 and gone, injury, that's not him. Here he is fully healthy.
Yeah, that's what I think it is too.
Yeah,
but it was.
It
just put it in perspective so much of what 2025 was, when it's like they don't really even have much to pull from your quarterback. The whole season was about Garrett Nussmeier coming back,
Right.
what you built around him and how he was going to be. I mean, he said it himself, where he's like, I came back to be the leader of the team, 18, like Heisman finalist, Heisman winner, number 1 overall pick. It's like, it didn't go that way. He's like, that year doesn't even count.
Right. We do have a couple of clips from Nussmeier hanging out with Coach Gruden. And Will, I will say, and before we get into listening to Nuss, the Gruden quarterback segment that he does is maybe one of my favorite pieces of content ever.
Yeah, it's really
like
good.
of all time. Like, I mean, growing up watching the Andrew Luck, going through all that one was maybe
the best. It's
the
still
best
the best
all
one
time.
ever.
But going through all the ones that I've watched, just the years of being a sports fan, and then being able to sit down last night and watch one of the most talked about LSU quarterbacks in recent history, one of the biggest maybe question marks and all the things around Nussmeier's career at LSU, and get to sit down and watch him do the quarterback class with Coach Gruden. It deserves 2 claps, and I appreciate Coach Gruden and Barstool for bringing it back because it's the best. 2 claps, ready. And we'll play a couple of clips of Nussmeier talking about, he speaks about his injury, some lessons he learned at LSU, as well as sticking at LSU and sitting behind Jaden, his decision, his thought process there. We'll obviously start with the injury clip of him discussing his, well, even in this, they said abdomen injury, even though ultimately it has been announced that it was a cyst on his spine. But obviously the injury that hindered him from being able to fully perform at 100% health this past season for LSU. And I think you saw a healthy Nussmeier when he got out there and he threw the football on the field with Gruden, because it looked awesome. He was slinging the football. He was accurate. It was impressive. You got to sit back. You got to watch Garrett Nussmeier. And you got to really, like, my favorite thing about it is you see the intricacies of sitting down and what it takes to be a quarterback. Like, it is a very sobering segment because a lot of us sit and watch a lot of football, and you question quarterbacks' decisions and all the things. But then you sit back and you look at what actually goes into playing that position. And it's like, I can't do that. Like, I mean, all the things.
Should I really be criticizing any quarterback ever?
All the things he did when he got on the field, right? When they get on the field with Gruden, all the stuff they do, they just learned in that hour sit down. Like, that's all from notes they took. They had to just completely absorb it and then go out on the field and turn around and
change
do it.
all of the terminology in which
that they've been doing the last 5 years.
Right.
And he's like, it's actually
Now it's now it's
Einstein.
Einstein, rock, lava.
yeah.
It's like, I mean,
Dancer.
and you figure out a couple. I mean, Einstein, it's a
dummy call.
And there's a couple of them that stand out to you, but it's just like, it is so impressive. And that's, I think, the part about Nussmeier, because of his bad decisions, we discredit his football brain, his football mind, and it was pretty impressive to sit back and watch.
Well, that was the most interesting thing I think Gruden said, which I feel like you kind of understand this, but you never really think of it this way. They were going over one of his interceptions on like a fade ball, and Garrett literally said, he was like, I made the right decision. I made a bad throw.
Yeah.
And Gruden said, listen, you're going to miss throws. and we're going to continue to throw the ball. You can't miss decisions. And if that's not the perfect encapsulation of Garrett Nussmeier and what he needs to be in the NFL, I don't know what is. I thought that was super, super interesting because I've never really thought of it that way as a quarterback.
Yeah. And I think
what also goes to just adds to the difficulty of the position. Like I did everything right, and I still also have to be elite at being an athlete.
Well, it is.
Because I know I got everything diagnosed. I know exactly where I'm going with it. I'm happy
but
with
I have
my
to execute.
And it's like, and I'll throw a pick in the end zone. It's like,
right.
well, I made the right decision. It's like, no, the fuck you didn't. Like, I don't care if you made the right one. You didn't make the right play.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's hard to walk off the field and go, well, at least I made the right decision. It's like throwing an interception in the end zone and giving it back to them on the 20. And walk away with 0 points. Like, I don't think Gruden was actually telling the truth of I don't think Gruden would be like, well, you made the right decision when he comes off the field if he just threw a pick in the end zone.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Maybe
not
on Monday.
Yeah, maybe and tell the truth Monday in film, 100%. I mean, I'll just speak for coaching basketball. Like, there's a lot of times you go, oh, that's the right play, but you
have to execute.
You didn't execute it. Like, you're making the right decision to pass it to him, but it should be a bounce pass. But instead, you threw a chest pass and it got tapped, stolen, and rebounded and laid up on the other end.
Because I do wonder,
because it is so sobering every time listening to the mental aspect of that position.
Right.
Well, and I think a lot of it, even that small clip, made me think of Garrett Nussmeier and Brian Kelly's back and forth. Because I bet he would say something like that to BK because I don't think he's scared of him. He'd be like, well, it was the right decision. And then if you're Brian Kelly, he'd be like, that's the last thing I want to hear. You know what I mean? So I could see how they could go back and forth on the sideline because the result is something that should upset you, and then Nussmeier's had it up to here, and he's like, well, I made the right decision.
Yeah.
He's like, that does not matter. And so I could see how there was a good bit of to and fro from those two.
Because there were times, I remember...
And Garrett Nussmeier's an over-explainer.
Yeah, the pick he threw, one of them against South Carolina, because there was two. One of them was really bad. It was a RPO, the safety, or the linebacker dropped back, and he should have handed it off. Instead, he threw it, and they picked it off. But he overthrew one to Kyle Parker that got
over the middle,
picked off right behind him over the middle. And it was the right throws, the right read. Parker was open.
He missed it.
Missed the throw. It's literally the exact conversation of right decision, wrong throw.
Idea.
Right.
Yeah. Like you went to throw the right. He's open. That's the right play. But then you throw the interception.
Another point to the Lloyd's Nuss being an over-explainer was against Wisconsin. He made a throw to, I think it was Brian Thomas Jr., threw an interception, and he explained that, I thought he was going to work with me back across the middle, but he wanted to go back to the sideline. And then Gruden said, every interception has a story. Don't tell too many stories.
Yep.
That's that's a perfect Nuss answer right there.
The Raging Poon, $5 super chat, 5 claps, ready. Curveball must have gotten some mad box last night to do a total 180 on our boy JB, who is a legend for just overcoming UNC. I agree. Saints trade down, he says. There you go, Wyatt.
Trade down.
Trade down guy. But let's listen to Nussmeier talk about his injury with Coach Gruden yesterday as it came out over on Barstool Sports, Gruden's quarterback class with Garrett Nussmeier.
Which one do you want?
The injury. Him talking about the injury from 2025, where they pull it up on the screen. They talk about the abdomen injury. He discusses. And then, of course, Gruden asks, what is the current state of your health? And he says, fully healthy, ready to go. Even though, obviously, I think whoever drafts him will go through with the operation, the 2-3 week, whatever, recovery to get that taken care of. But it is good to see him back out there healthy as it has been all offseason. Here's Garrett Nussmeier talking about his injury.
You go to training camp to start this season. Yeah. You have an abdominal injury. You think it's going to heal in a couple days or a couple weeks. It doesn't heal. You're the captain of the LSU Tigers. There's a certain expectation that we all have for the gunslinger. Yeah. But when your gun isn't loaded, can you update us with the health?
Yeah, now I'm back at 100. Basically, the whole year, as you said, I was trying to throw and felt like somebody was stabbing me. I couldn't throw the ball, and so figured out what the diagnosis actually was, handled it. Now I'm feeling much better, so excited.
So when we watched the 2025 film, you shut it down, I think, after the Alabama game. Yeah. And I could clearly tell. I said, where's the bullets, man?
Yeah.
Just the real quick, before we get into Garrett Nussmeier and the talent that you're bringing to an NFL team, maybe this 2025 season, as you reflect on it.
obviously, as I said before, big believer in my faith. And so with the injury, I feel like it was God's plan for me. Of course, I knew what the expectations were. We were supposed to win a national championship. I was supposed to be the first pick. I was supposed to win a Heisman, all this and that. Obviously, it was very frustrating, when things weren't going right. I will say I learned so much from this year. I think that because of, the adversity that I went through this year, I don't know that there's going to be anything going to this next level that's going to be able to knock me off my game and phase me mentally.
What impressed me, man, is you did go to the Senior Bowl and you were the MVP of that game. So obviously you performed well in the game. And you're healthy and you're excited, you're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
What?
All right, there was Garrett Nussmeier talking about his injury. It was good to hear him talk about it and talk about the learning experience that 2025 was, because, like we said the other day when we discussed the injury after the announcement, very easily could this season have made you want to quit the sport. That is as brutal as it could be, where you're coming in, you're the number one quarterback in the country, Heisman frontrunner, all the things, and then it's just literally the worst season ever. And he's been able to bounce back, perform extremely well this offseason and all the pre-draft process, Senior Bowl, Combine, Pro Day, and then even throw well with Gruden. It was nice to listen to Garrett Nussmeier talk about it, talk about the injury, and talk about learning from it. Because I thought it was also cool to hear Gruden say, I remember watching and going, where are the bullets? Mm-hmm. It was very, very clear that he was hurt. It was very obvious. And I think that's why you don't see a lot of the like we said, you don't see the 2025 film, because it's literally chalked up to that's not him physically. Now, mentally, there's some aspects that are still him. There were still some bad decisions. Obviously, the physical injury can still hinder that. But they know physically these throws, that's not him. 2024 is him, because he can just literally rip it. I don't like when I read the Garrett Nussmeier draft stuff and it goes mediocre arm. It's like,
where did you read that?
A lot of people have it out like that. He doesn't have the wow arm talent. And I'm like, he does. I'm telling you, he does. Because I remember watching 18-year-old Garrett Nussmeier step on campus, going to spring practice when he was wearing number 5, and myself and Stewie and Ron and Lloyd and all of us had watched him throw, and we were like, man, when he throws that ball. It was him, Max Johnson, TJ Finley, Miles Brennan, and it was just like, this freshman
one looks a little
just
different.
looks a little different when it leaves his hand. And he's got a cannon. And then you go back and you watch some of these people talk about him like, yeah, he has a mediocre arm. Yeah, in 25. So it'll be interesting to see how it continues to go for Garrett Nussmeier over this weekend with the NFL draft. We'll play a clip of him talking about lessons he learned at LSU, because, of course, it's been quite the roller coaster from getting thrust into the spotlight somewhat as a freshman to battling for the job and losing it as a redshirt freshman to sitting the bench and not transferring and sitting the bench behind a Heisman Trophy winner as a redshirt sophomore to starting as a redshirt junior, having a okay season. 4,000 yards, almost 30 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions is the biggest knock. And then the expectations and all that happened in 2025. That is quite the roller coaster of a career.
It feels like he's aged in dog years.
Recruited by Steve Ensminger.
Right, that was the
Commits
funniest
to
thing.
Jake Peets.
Yeah.
With Ed Orgeron as his head coach.
Loved that.
Ends up in a quarterback room with just 2 quarterbacks of him and Max Johnson. Max Johnson gets demolished all 2021. I don't know how he survived.
I don't know if he did.
And then gets thrust into the game against Arkansas. Throws a crazy touchdown to Jack Besh in the back of the end zone, and then they just couldn't do anything after the fact. And then doesn't play in the bowl game, which ultimately allows him to play last year.
I bet he wishes he played in that bowl game.
All of the things that transpired. Here's Garrett Nussmeier talking about the valuable lessons he learned in his football career.
I'm going quick now because 2023, Jaden Daniels is storming the house. Yep. He's going to win the Heisman Trophy. You're sitting there on the sidelines and you're watching games on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night going, the hell am I doing here? Right? They say you were really supportive and still a team-oriented guy, right?
Yeah, I think that just speaks to how I was raised, and I understand You only need 1 year to go where you want to go. And so, obviously, I thought I had 2. So I wasn't in a rush. I mean, there were areas that I had to get better at. I wasn't a complete player yet. I'm still not a complete player. So I understood that, waiting my time, getting better, and getting ready for my opportunity.
That's the next thing. Write it down, the journey, man. You've already been through it.
Yes, sir.
And you're about to go through the exact same thing again. So Alabama in 2023, Daniels gets hurt in this game. And you're like, holy shit, man, this is my shot.
Yeah, I learned a lesson there. I came in, he gets hit, he comes out for a play. I come in, take a hitch route, get us in the second and short, and then he comes back in the game. And so I messed up, and I was like, all right, good, I did my job, I'm good. Well, then we call timeout, and he comes out the game the next play. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I'm done. So I flipped the switch on, flipped it off, and that's where I learned, all right, dude, you got to have the switch on at all times.
There's Garrett Nussmeier talking about some of the lessons he's learned at LSU. That Alabama game is one that doesn't even pop into my head. But, that's a very key experience in his time where Jaden gets hurt. Nuss goes out there, thinks he has to run one play. Jaden ends up not coming back in. Well, now you gotta play. You got to go in Tuscaloosa against Alabama. And I think at that point, season was still up in the air. 1,000%.
That game was the season. It was one of those.
You had 2 losses up to that point, and 2 losses still would have had you in a good spot. And then you end up losing that game ultimately. But that's a tough spot to get thrown in, and it is just another wrinkle to one of the craziest LSU football careers you'll ever think of. 5 years of just a roller coaster, and it's just I kind of forget about it because I think so much about just 2024 and 2025 because those are the 2 years he started. But God, there was so much that happened in the 3 years prior to that.
He was just around for so much of the turmoil of LSU.
Right.
He didn't have a really.
If I'm going to be personal about it, my first year covering the program was 2021 spring. When Garrett Nussmeier was a true freshman. His career has been my time covering LSU football. Mm-hmm. I've never covered an LSU football team that Garrett Nussmeier was not a player on.
Right.
That's crazy.
Because we went back and talked about our college experience, and it's all very much tied to LSU football, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. And you said that, and it's Garrett Nussmeier. I was there's really not anything good that you can point to that happened. It's the same thing that you said. It's we had one win against Bama when you were in school.
Yeah.
And it's Garrett Nussmeier had the same thing. Y'all had the same football life.
Yeah.
Except he just played quarterback sometimes at LSU.
Yeah. And then with the last clip we'll play is Nussmeier talking about staying at LSU, even with Jaden Daniels coming in 2022. And even because I think that year's not the one that gets talked about. It's the next one, right? After Jaden had played all of 22, was coming back for 23. That's the year, if you're going to circle one as a quarterback,
he could have left.
In this new era, that's the one you transfer, right? That's, okay, I didn't win the job. He's going to be the guy again. It's time for me to take the next step and go somewhere else. Then he doesn't. Here he is talking about his decision.
Not only that, the fan base was shocked Jaden Daniels was coming back. They didn't necessarily – there was a large contingency that didn't want him to. That was they were ready for the Nussmeier experience, right? Yeah. Because you had Jaden Daniels he'll be here for a year, and then it'll be Garrett Nussmeier's turn. And then you're oh, wait, Jaden can come back if he wants. And he does.
Yeah,
and everybody's I kind of don't want him to. And we were obviously I don't think he was too bad. Obviously, he makes this gigantic leap.
Yeah.
And the next year, you kind of saw it on the back end of the season where he was trending to being better, and then he becomes the best player in the sport. But I think people will, and Nuss probably was oh, you're coming back? I was staying because I thought you were leaving.
Yeah.
And now I'm staying. And that is a testament. It's easy to get lost in the fact that he stayed. But I think it truly is a testament to his love for LSU.
Yeah. I don't think anytime he says that, that's something you can push back against.
Right.
Because it's there. You've seen it.
Right.
There's no reason for him to stay at LSU when he, literally –
he could have.
In this new era of college football, nobody does that.
And it's not like he wouldn't have gotten a lot of looks.
He
says he's I had offers from everywhere in the country to go play.
He's coming off of that SEC championship game we were talking about.
Right.
If that's not, anyone in the portal would be salivating over that film. Of oh, you can come play quarterback for me.
Yeah, that's a starter.
Yeah, 100%. And for him personally to do that, put out some of the best film you probably could and still go, no, I'm not going to do that. Because for a lot of people, that's the easiest
It's
decision
very
in the
mature.
world. Easiest decision in the world. Here he is talking about staying at LSU.
This other guy comes in too.
Yeah.
This it's Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just say, screw this, man? I got a new coach, got a new offense again, and I got a new freaking quarterback in here, and it's this guy.
My love for LSU. I wanted to play at LSU. I didn't want to just go somewhere else and try again. I believed in myself. I sat in Coach Kelly's office and told him, you can bring anybody in here, I'm going to win the damn job. And so obviously, I didn't, but I had that belief in myself, that belief that I wanted to be at LSU, and my faith was a big part of me staying as well.
You got a lot of balls, man. You know that? And then this other guy comes in too.
Yeah.
This it's Jaden.
There's Nussmeier talking about sticking around and playing behind Jaden Daniels. I'm extremely excited for the player, the person, Garrett Nussmeier, as he will hear his name called this weekend in the NFL draft. I don't know where. I would assume his draft stock has increased considerably since the end of the 2025 football season. But I still don't know where I think he might go.
Okay, quarterbacks.
Yep. I think he's the third off the board.
He's a day 2 guy, right? Or is he day 1?
That's what I'm want. He might be fringe for where teams could be.
If this goes any way it did 2-3 years ago with Penix, Nix.
Right, that's what I think of.
He's day 1.
Somebody might trade back up into the first to go get him. Mm-hmm. Is that crazy to say? Does FanDuel have the odds of if he's a first round pick or not?
That's a very good question, and I'm going to pull it up on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now.
Because I do think a lot of people are not realizing how much good he did for himself since the season ended.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it is considerably, his draft stock has
skyrocketed.
The problem
Sense.
with the first round thing is the teams at the end of the first round don't really need a quarterback, so you'd be looking at someone trading up.
Right.
So, but if you're going to trade up and go get a quarterback, that's your guy. He's probably going to start pretty soon.
Or
I don't know that he's done well enough for himself for a team to expect that. When I see the teams that could
they
draft
do not
him,
have odds for him to be a first round pick.
Okay.
right. I think of the Rams, where we talked about the other day. He can go and sit behind Stafford, learn from Stafford, learn McVay's offense. I think of situations like that for Garrett Nussmeier. I don't know if there's a team out there that's ready to give him the reins and trade up for him right now.
Yeah.
I hope there are. It'd be awesome. But
I saw odds for Carson Beck, but no odds for Garrett Nussmeier to be a first.
Wait, Carson Beck had
pick.
first round odds? Mm-hmm. What are they?
It was plus 5,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not going to be one.
Yeah, no. I
if Carson Beck gets drafted before Garrett Nussmeier,
Somebody made a mistake.
there's a problem. Come on.
Yeah, no. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. I think he's a third round pick. I think that's kind of and maybe late second, but I would go third round. And I think that's because it's going to be a team that's not putting the pressure on him to be a starter. If you draft him that early, if you're when the Saints drafted Shuck at 40, you're putting a lot of stock in that guy to be the guy. And they were right. But I remember in the moment I feel like you could have got him in the 4th. Mm-hmm. When the Seahawks took Jalen Milroe, there's no pressure on Jalen Milroe in the 4th, 5th round to be the starter at any point.
Clearly not if they drafted him that early, looking back on it now.
You know what I mean? But when the Dolphins took Quinn Ewers in the 7th round, that's not to be.
Yeah, he did.
I know he did, but that's not why they did it. The Saints take Tyler Shuck at 40 as the third quarterback off the board to be their starter at some point. I think that's not. I don't think anyone takes Garrett Nussmeier in that realm. I would love the Los Angeles Rams as a situation for him. Really, any of those, that tree. You know what I mean? If he ends up in San Francisco with Shanahan, I think would be great.
Seattle, I think would be good.
Seattle would be good for him. That quarterback, that coaching tree, the Shanahan tree, is a really, really good one. Mm-hmm. And I think he would be great in that sort of system. Mm-hmm. So that's where I think he would go in around the third round, just because I still think the question marks do linger. Mm-hmm. But I do think at the end of the season, he was probably a 6th round pick. And he's worked himself up 3 rounds, which is extremely impressive. And I think he's still the 3rd or 4th quarterback off the board, even in the 3rd round. Like, I mean, it was Kenny Pickett taken at the end of the first that year.
Ugh.
And then it was Malik Willis in the second round. And then, like, it was just you saw the quarterbacks go so late, and rightfully so. It wasn't a very good quarterback draft. But I think this year you have Mendoza who goes early. I think Simpson will be the second one off the board. And then I think you have Aller, Beck, and Nussmeier kind of in this mix later on. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm just excited that he's worked his way up. He's going to hear his name called, and he could hopefully end up in a spot that's really, really good for him. Like, that's what I want. Andrew Messina, Seattle, Rams, 49ers, Kansas City, all those would be awesome. Brandon Hollingsworth, Commanders, taking him in the 4th to back up Jaden. That would be like a beautiful little movie.
Not for him.
Well, no, not for him.
I feel like
of
the
course.
Commanders and the Ravens are like the worst 2 teams he could possibly go to. He just can't. He doesn't run. He's not a running quarterback.
That's why they wouldn't draft him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see where he ends up, but he will. Like, I think he's third-round pick.
Minnesota.
Minnesota would be a good. Would be Minnesota.
I mean, we did list the best situations.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, but I think but I think those are they're the best situations because those are the coaches and the offensive minds that know what they're looking at. I think those would be the ones likely to look at Garrett Nussmeier and go, that fits us, and that's a good quarterback.
I can grab him and stash him.
Right.
The Lions would be good because they run the ball a lot, so a lot of pressure wouldn't necessarily be on Nuss if he were to check into a game.
Yeah, like
I don't think it's a bad situation either.
no, that's what you're looking for. Is smart coaches that
Right.
you see an asset, a commodity that you can add. Kind of, when do you jump on the opportunity to add it? Because it's somebody that you feel like is probably going to go later than he should, and so that's why you have the opportunity to take him.
Right.
And you do look around the league and go, how long are we going to do this with Brock Purdy? How
Right,
long are we
right.
going to do this with Jared Goff, with Matt Stafford? Like, that's why you're looking around going, and that's why I said Minnesota, because they signed Kyler Murray to a 1-year deal. I think they're pretty good on the J.J. McCarthy experience.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And
You don't go sign Kyler Murray if you're confident in your first
right,
round
so
pick.
it's like, well, I might draft another one in the second or third round and
Yeah.
just tell J.J. to skedaddle. I told everybody that was not a great pick.
Yeah.
You drafted a guy 9th overall that threw 15 passes in a national championship.
I did not.
think
It
a
makes
third-round
no
pick on a
sense.
guy who threw for 4,000 yards, I think you're doing all right there.
That's
completely
like
agree.
even the Quinn Ewers thing is probably the most apt comparison. I was shocked he slid into the 7th round.
Right.
Like, if you look at what he did at Texas, he was good, pretty good every year.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
He was
yeah.
a good.
He was a number 1 quarterback coming out of high school.
Yeah.
And then he was good every year at
His arm
Texas.
talent's elite.
Yeah.
It's like, but I don't even know what they knocked on him. Like, he didn't, because he was such a high recruit out of high school. It's like, well, he wasn't the best player of all time. It's like, he's pretty good.
The 7th was crazy to me. But you see, I mean, he ends up
Just
starting
he's a
for the
starter. He
Dolphins.
might start again.
And so sometimes the talent does show out. Like, it makes it through, and I think it just ends up, it depends on the situation. And I think with Garrett Nussmeier, I do think he ends up in a good situation for him. And that's not just me hoping. I just think he could end up in this sweet spot where it's not going to be a bad team taking a risk on him, you know? Mm-hmm. Like,
Steelers.
who's their coach now? Oh, McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, him and Doug go way back.
Yeah.
What if he goes to the expansion franchise?
In Mexico? Mm-hmm. Coached by...
Ron Rivera.
No, nice. Back to my roots. And he's just the mascot.
Panther. Bring the Panther.
No, it's just Ron. We're the Rons.
Or it's just like a cartel member as their mascot.
Okay.
And
Oh, nice.
An MS-13
Nice.
gang member.
No, they're in America now.
Okay.
they built a stadium in the Gulf of America.
Yeah. on an oil
We're
rig.
taking this way.
Nice.
So Garrett Nussmeier will hear his name called in the coming days. Extremely excited for him. Let's roll through a couple of the other names for LSU football in the draft. As
The Emancipators.
I think there will be one,
The wall hop.
only one name, only one name in the NFL in the first round from LSU. You think over under 1.5?
Yeah, I'd go under.
Under. Just a lane.
I don't know. Bauer Sharp under.
Yeah, I think
Bauer
it's
Sharp
just-
as a quarterback.
Just Delane in the first round. I think the second name off the board is Haulcy, but that'll be later down the line.
But I think Nuss has a better chance of being a first-round pick than Haulcy does.
I would agree.
Yeah.
But I don't think either of them are.
Yeah, I think so too.
Looking back on that before the year, I guess you would still think you probably would have thought. I don't know if we would have even said Delane. We definitely would have said Nuss.
Right.
And
we
probably
said
Perk.
Nuss, Perk.
And there's other.
I would have probably said Haulcy after that though, because we were extremely high on Haulcy before the season. Delane, I don't think we expected to be what Delane was. Haulcy, I think we anticipated that a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why I'll give us a little bit of credit, and I'll give anybody that watched his film it was tough to not watch Halsey's Houston film and not go,
whoa,
that's going to be a good player. It's a lot like Ty Benefield this year, where it's the same like
impact.
I don't see that not
Translating.
transitioning over.
If Haulcy was a junior going into the draft, is he a fifth-year senior?
Yeah, he's out of
If he was a
eligibility.
junior, is he a first-rounder?
I don't think the age matters that much
I don't
anymore.
think that matters.
I still think. I'll to your question. If he's a junior, I still think he goes into the draft after this year. I don't think he goes. I don't think he goes back to school because I think he played as well as you could.
Yeah, I mean,
film-wise.
why
Like-
would you? You ended up playing your old team in a bowl game. I'd leave too.
And I would bet a lot of money on AJ Haulcy being such a good NFL player. Like
That's
he's going to be a second round pick that's going to end up on a team where he's going to play. He's going to be in the league for 10, 15 years. Because he's just, I mean, I don't know the shelf life.
Yeah, right.
8, 10 years. You know what I mean? Like
If you
where
have a 15-year starter at safety, you're in a tough
you're Harrison
spot.
Smith,
Yeah.
the Vikings.
Let's just go Caleb Downs, AJ Halsey, and you've just got Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor for the next 10 years.
Because, I mean, the thing about
Just
Haulcy
solidify it.
that is the biggest first round talent about him, like the part that stands out the most better than anybody else that I've watched, is the instincts. Like, he has
teach
so
'em.
much film of just elite feel for like what to do, the read. Like, there's corners that like Mansoor Delane, he has very good instincts, but he's in coverage excellent. So he's always there to make the play. Halsey's a safety that sits, watches the quarterback, sees the route, jumps at interception.
He might not be playing what he might like be doing what the play was designed to do.
Yeah,
And you're like, why are you standing there?
because I know what's
Because I
happening.
just feel like I know what you're about
I know
to do.
I know what's about to happen.
It's actually very smart.
It's actually very
It could be
dangerous.
very
I just picked you
dangerous.
off.
Yeah, thank you. Going this way.
The one against DJ Lagway where he jumps the
Yes.
crossing route.
Oh,
from
suck
it's-
me.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I love
See,
plays
DJ,
like
you
that.
made the right decision.
That-
You didn't make the throw.
Oh, until you didn't.
AJ Halsey, sometimes they just get you.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just get what else? What other
Listen,
game
like
did he
this
jump on like that? Was it Alabama or Oklahoma?
He had one against A&M.
A&M was a great one too in the end
Did
zone.
we mention Florida?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
one
what you
we
just
were just
said.
talking
Okay.
about.
I'm
first.
telling you, I don't know if there's something.
I was reading
with
the
it.
chat.
There you go.
There you go.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Going
That
through
was it.
Tankathon's
Don't even.
Tankathon's first round selections. Number 1, they have Mendoza going, Bailey from Texas Tech, Reese, Love, Styles, Mwaga, and then Carnell Tate going 7 to the Commanders. And then the Saints taking Jordan Tyson, wide receiver. After Tyson, it'll be the Chiefs taking Bain. The Giants taking Caleb Downs at 10, and then Mansoor Delane going 11 to the Dolphins.
I don't know if the Chiefs let Caleb Downs walk away
I don't think so either.
because they saw what they had with Tyrann Mathieu, and they're like,
Of
that
course.
made our defense very good, and then we let him walk, and that was a mistake.
that was a mistake. And then they have the second quarterback going off the board at 34 with the Cardinals taking Ty Simpson. Let's see if I can find Mr. A.J. Haulcy going 57 to the Bears in the second round. A.J. Haulcy there. Let's see. I'm going to keep
It's
on.
not a bad situation. I like.
No, not at all.
I love Ben Johnson. I just don't know how much he plays because Caleb Williams is there.
What, A.J. Haulcy?
No, I'm talking about Nussmeier.
Oh, well, this was A.J. Haulcy going to the Bears.
Oh, I'm not locked in.
No, it's okay. It would be in a Dennis Allen defense, which I think would be excellent.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see where Nussmeier is. 93 overall, third round pick to the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
I think that's a great situation. I mean, I would like Mansoor to not end up in Miami. I would be surprised if he
he'll look
does
great in
fall.
the uniform, though.
He would.
He would.
If he does fall out of the top 10, that would surprise me.
Who, Delane?
Yeah.
Yes.
They have him at 11. But I think the Bears would be great for Haulcy, and then obviously the Rams for Nussmeier would be excellent. I'm going to keep on scrolling through, see if I can
I'm about
find.
to pull it up. Was it Tankathon?
Yeah, Tankathon. See if I can find more LSU. I think those are the only 3 LSU Tigers so far.
What do we know about Tankathon? Is this
I have no idea. It's just the only one that did a full 4 rounds
that you didn't have to pay for?
that I didn't have to pay for. So
Love
I pulled
that.
it up.
It's like,
So they have 3 LSU players going in the
what
first 4 rounds. Delane, Haulcy, Nussmeier. And I don't think that's a surprise to anybody for those 3. Christian, I'll ask you. I heard via New Orleans.football 3 names for the Saints. And we'll ask everybody, but I always go to you with the Saints first. So
Yeah,
let's
we
keep
need
it
to
on
change
this-
that
let's-
also.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's just
I'm
been,
closer to the Saints than he is.
I agree, but he's been the Saints since we started this. I've always deferred to Chrissy.
What, you gonna
Yeah,
ask
it
me
was-
who
he had-
were you gonna pick?
Then I'm going to say the 3 names that Nick Underhill from New Orleans.football said this morning.
Yeah.
He said Delane, Downs, Tyson.
Who do I want?
Out of those 3, who do you think the Saints pick? Who would you pick?
I am looking at my guy's mock draft from my high school, and he's
I forgot about this guy.
mock
Yeah.
drafters,
Yep,
and he has Tyson.
Tyson.
But I want them to go Delane. I want the LSU player.
So you want Delane.
Yes, I've always been on the draft the LSU player boat.
Of course.
and I'm not now. If they go wide receiver, I'd almost rather them get Carnell Tate if he falls, obviously, because Ohio State wide receiver. When has that ever failed us? So
I don't
give me
disagree with that.
Delane, and it is nice having a cornerback in New Orleans. That's
Of
just
course.
fucking shut down.
It would be
There's
great.
Nothing better.
No, it was excellent when you had one in Lattimore. You?
I think that out of those 3, I think they would take Tyson.
Okay.
I want them to take Caleb Downs.
Okay.
And I think Jordan Tyson's the best wide receiver in the draft. I'll fucking die on that hill.
Yeah.
I think he fits the Saints the best also because he's the biggest one. You need a bigger receiver. You've got Olave.
And
who's smaller.
you say in those 3, you think there's potential for someone outside of those 3 to maybe be
I think if
Saint?
Reuben Bain's there, I
Yep.
think there's a potential there. I'd love Reuben Bain.
Yeah.
He would
Short arms.
Yeah, he would contend. I don't care about that. I have short arms. If Reuben Bain is there, he would compete with Caleb Downs for
Yeah.
like who I would want. I just think Caleb Downs is the most surefire pick in the entire draft.
Yeah.
It's just not at a premium position.
Yeah. No, I think so too. Lloyd, those 3 names.
I think
Where do you think the Saints go? Where would you go?
it's between Tyson and Delane because it's a need at both. The only thing that is Delane also, if Downs is the most surefire, I think Delane's the second most.
Yeah, Mansoor's up there too.
Where you're like you're not going to get in trouble for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson is a bit of a bigger risk just because of the injury history.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you can't do that again for the 3rd time. Have a wide receiver that you drafted come in and not be able to play because he's hurt.
Yeah.
And so it's just like maybe we don't do that, but they need to get a weapon for
Chuck.
your now quarterback.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the shelf life is for old buddy. I can't remember his name, and neither can he. Wide receiver, Ohio State, plays for
Carnell
the
Tate.
Saints.
Oh, Chris Olave?
Yes. It's great when he plays, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's only got so many left.
Right.
So I think, in those 3 names, I would be happy with all 3. If they take any one of those 3, I'm extremely excited with all 3 guys. I would go Delane or Downs because I think you're in a position right now as the Saints where you've got your quarterback. Those 2, I think, are high floor, high ceiling guys. Can both be Pro Bowlers and at worst, very, very good. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see the floor being extremely low. The only reason on Tyson I see a lower floor is injury history.
The injuries, right.
That's the reason why the floor would be low. Not a talent thing. I think he's elite. Like, we've watched a lot of Tyson because we watched Sam Levitt film. Tyson is making a lot of those catches.
It makes you wonder how, just from, he's the one that pops on off the film, and it's a Sam Levitt highlight tape.
Right.
And it's like, ooh.
This guy's really good. And so I think the reason why he's just a bigger risk, and I think if you're the Saints right now, you need so many positions, there's no reason to take a risk. Take what's surefire. Take what you're confident in rather than a risk because you do have a wide receiver, and I think Olave is a 2, not a wide receiver 1, but you have a guy that you are confident in, and if he can stay healthy, can be really, really talented. I think you go with Delane or Downs because, and I think that's what they'll do is one of those two, because you're not in the position to take a risk right now.
Yeah.
Like, you are in a spot where you should be confident where your roster is. You've spent some money in free agency, and you have the quarterback. And, of course, you want to get him help, but I think you have got your guy Bell that you can go get in the second round that he's a big fan of. You obviously already have Olave, who he's got a good connection with. At running back, I mean, I don't think Jeremiah Love drops. I think Bain would be an interesting discussion, but I still think there's some risk there as well. I think you go with surefire Delane or Downs. Whichever one they prefer, safety or corner,
right.
You pick one of those because I think both of those guys are Pro Bowlers.
I think those picks also make sense because, I mean, you're kind of relying on Shuck a lot to, like, get you into the playoffs, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of weight on him and, like, unnecessary weight, especially for a year 2 quarterback. Why not kind of lean into the defensive-minded Saints football team and kind of, like, yeah, Shuck still doesn't have weapons in year 2, but let's make sure our defense
Maybe
is
you're
steady.
a defensive team.
Right. Rely on your defense for year 2. Year 3, okay, maybe we can build something on the offense because you've got so many guys back and signed on defense.
Suffice to say, if you do draft Caleb Downs, you will be the team that won the draft. Like, that's what the national
Yeah.
people will
Everybody
say.
loves him.
Everybody loves him.
I've got a
You took
clip of Nick talking about him in the chat. Go ahead, but continue, Lloyd.
Oh, yeah, I have to do both.
I'm confident in you.
But yeah, because I feel like you said, they know how good of a player he is, and the Saints are one of the few teams that are like kind of in the sweet spot of it's not too early to take him. Right. Because if somebody took him top 5, it's like, oh, I don't know, it's a bit of a reach for a safety. It's like at 8 for a defense that just got better and he fits the scheme in which they want to run. That's a plug and play guy that people would go, oh, they just got a 10 years. Oh, they got a future Hall of Famer.
You might have got the best player in the draft.
Right.
Like, there's one every year.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Jalen Carter fell to 9.
Right.
And that was a great pick. Now, that was personal reasons. That wasn't.
This is just because it's safety.
It's just Kyle Hamilton fell to 14.
Yeah.
Everyone knew Kyle Hamilton was a top 3 to 5 player in the draft. He fell to 14 because he's a safety. And now he's one of the best players in the NFL. So I love Caleb Downs. I'd be so ecstatic with that pick.
And we have a clip of Nick Saban, of course, who recruited him to Alabama, played for him at Alabama as a freshman, was very, very good as a freshman before he transferred over to Ohio State. Nick Saban talking about Caleb Downs, the player he is. And if there's any opinion you trust in football, and I will say, especially in defensive talent and defensive back talent, Nick Saban is the voice I would trust over anyone else when it comes to that. Here he is talking Caleb Downs.
Also very confusing why he left.
What?
Caleb Downs. Nobody leaves Alabama.
Well, did Saban retired?
Oh, it was the same time?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a
Same
ton of
offseason.
sense.
Yeah.
Downs made more players that plays in college than anybody in the draft. All right, so if he makes that many plays in the NFL, I mean, what's the capability gap? I mean, how much better can he get?
Okay, so that was like when he got to campus. Obviously, he's gotten better and he works his ass off, and being with you and Matt Patricia and everything he's been able to do obviously makes him an incredible player. A week ago, the convo was, what position is he going to be? Now it's like he's definitely going to be a top 10 pick because of how talented he is. Josh Chapman told us the day he walked onto your campus, he was gold jacket. It was obvious that this guy's a gold jacket. What have you seen through his college career, and what are you excited to say about him tomorrow night whenever he gets drafted in the first round?
Well, I would say that when he played for us as a freshman, he would have been the first safety taken in the draft. I mean, the guy is so instinctive. He's got really good ability. He is a phenomenal person, and he is a football junkie, and he is just so instinctive on the field and such a fast reactor. Now, he plays better. Everybody questions whether he can play in a deep part of the field. He can play in a deep part of the field, but when he's in a deep part of the field and he comes downhill, he's going to bust your ass. I mean,
Yeah, he thumps.
he's a thumper. Now, and the only negative I would say to him, I talked to him on the phone the other day, and it was the same thing when he played for us. He tries to butt him to the ground. He hits him so hard. I said, how about trying to wrap him up?
There is Nick Saban talking about Caleb Downs, who ultimately I think it's between Delane Downs, who the Saints take. And if the past tells you anything, it would be Downs, right? It would be the Saints are not going to take an LSU player in the first round, and they are going to draft an Ohio State player because that's just how the Saints operate. So extremely exciting because Wyatt said it while we were playing the clip. It's exciting because it finally feels like the Saints are going to take like an exciting name. Mm-hmm. It's not Fuaga or Kelvin Banks or Trevor Penning or go on the list of the times they've
even
Peyton
Olave.
Turner.
Olave was exciting. I was mad they traded up though.
Yeah.
So that kind of desensitized that entire pick. So it's the first time I feel like I'm gonna be excited about a pick. I say that Mickey Loomis could go any fucking number of directions with this and completely throw us a curveball. But it is exciting.
So everybody put their pick in who they think is going to be tonight. Saints take.
I think they take Tyson.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna go Caleb Downs. I think they're gonna draft Bell in the second round.
Downs. Lloyd, who do the Saints take at pick 8?
Changing my answer to Downs.
We've got a Tyson. We've got a Caleb Downs. And it's out of the whole draft. It doesn't have to be just those 3. Those are just the 3 that Nick Underhill said.
What did you say?
Who? Underhill? Tyson, Downs, Delane.
I trust him. Tyson.
Tyson?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Downs. So,
nice.
Downs, Tyson, Tyson.
Who would you, are we all, you would take Downs. Like
this is who I think they're taking.
Yeah, this is who I think they're going to take.
Yes.
Right.
Everybody's pretty much in agreement you would take Delane or Downs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do 2 of these. Who do you want them to take?
We already did that segment right before this one.
Let's do it again. So we have
no,
it on
not
record.
because you're paying attention now. You literally led the segment off. We went to you first.
Remember I asked that's right. Yeah, we did do that.
And then you're like, "Oh, my buddy does
Delane.
his mock draft."
Well, he said Jordan Tyson.
And then we talked about it.
I picked Jordan Tyson.
Yeah. And then you're like, "Oh, let's do that one." Like,
We need a graphic.
You can make it. Maybe you can do something.
I need my laptop.
Oh my god.
So there you go.
Your pitch draft day is not playing anymore.
There is all of our picks for the Saints. It's exciting to hear. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back. We'll talk some LSU baseball, get you ready for the weekend with our guy Jason Armstrong, who covers the Tigers, for Inside LSU Baseball right after this.
We should do that.
Wardos was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
Am I live? Am I live? Am I live? Welcome back here as we open up hour number 2. This feels very awkward. I've never done the show standing up, ever.
You decided to do this.
I did. I just walked over and I was like, hey, why not?
Should we all stand up?
Let's all stand up. As we're about to talk some LSU baseball with Jason Armstrong, who covers the Tigers for Inside LSU Baseball. Does a great job over there, and we have him on every single Thursday to talk some ball. And we appreciate him always making some time for us, as it's been a rough couple of weeks for LSU baseball. Jason, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, guys. Good to be here.
We appreciate you making some time for us, as always. We're going to start with last weekend, back-to-back sweeps as the Tigers get swept by Texas A&M at home. And I'm going to start on Friday. I want your thoughts, before we talk about the games, on Jay Johnson's comments post-game Friday night after they lose the game 1 to the Aggies. What were your thoughts on what Jay Johnson said and then the rollover into Saturday after the fact?
I have mixed emotions about it. I know a lot of people like it and the honesty and all that. That's fine. I mean, it doesn't, it's not like those comments derailed the season, okay? But it's. I've been joking with my wife for like weeks now that, like, dude, he hates this team. Like, every time he talks about him, it's like you used to hear a lot of, like, Jay Johnson's famous for, like, this person's the best in the country at this, or he's one of the best in the country at this. There's no best in the countries on this team this year. You know what I mean?
I'd give my life for that kid.
Yeah. It's just like, he never really sounds very, like, optimistic, which is fine. But I don't know, man. I think it's, if I'm on the team, it seems a little bit discouraging, maybe. But I don't know. Like, I think the main thing is that, it's true. I think a lot of people are giving Jay Johnson a hard time about missing, okay? And this is my thing. I'm not blaming Jay Johnson for missing on the portal players, because all of those players were good last year, and all of them were good for more than 1 year. So it's like the players have to come and play well. So now I agree where he took accountability was by saying the type of players I went and got, they're all like, deep, like, offensive first, not good defenders. They're all the same type of player, like power bats, So I get that. But I mean, like, look, as far as the players not performing, man, a lot of that comes down to the players, and honestly, those players aren't the reason why we're still losing games. I mean, the guys that are in the lineup also have a lot to do with that. So, but yes, it would help a lot if those guys had come in and were performing the way we had hoped to. So, I think it was a lot of people liked it. Him just being very open about his thoughts, and I think that's good. But I don't know. I don't know what kind of effect it has on the team. I'm just most concerned about, like, hey, let's get this thing going in the right direction, and I don't know how much that helped. So
yeah, no, and speaking of the weekend, as LSU loses the 3 to Texas A&M, I felt like the biggest issue over the weekend was the offense. To me, I thought pitching was good enough. It wasn't anything crazy, but I thought it was fine. Defense, you finally maybe saw not as many errors as we have seen, but they couldn't score runs. And when you play Texas A&M, they're going to score runs, and you have to. We talked about that last Thursday. What were your thoughts offensively over the weekend?
Yeah, it was bad. I think we were, 1 for 17 or 1 for 13 or something like that with runners in scoring position. It wasn't good, man. I mean, I don't know if you caught this, but, like, their Saturday starter, he threw, I think it was 13 or 15 fastballs the entire game, and he faced 26 batters, and he went 7 innings, and he threw 13 fastballs. And so, like, how do we not adjust to that?
Right.
So yeah, it was not good. But like I think a lot of that also is when you play from behind so much. There's a difference. We all know how mental baseball is, and it's a big difference from being in a 1 or 2 run game, the way your offense plays compared to feeling like you don't have a chance. So I don't know. I thought the offense was not good, man. It just I don't think any of it was really good. I mean, like the defense, they didn't make errors, but there were some bright spots. But yeah, for the most part, that was just a really, really discouraging weekend of offense. I'm right there with you.
And so what did you see from maybe the answer on Friday to some of the freshmen playing on Tuesday, and then, of course, the performance over the weekend to the performance Tuesday night? What were your thoughts on the game against UNO?
So, I mean, if we just my thoughts on the weekend, man, like I'll tell you this, that home run Bear Harrison hit in the second inning on Saturday was like the moment of truth for me. It was not a fun place to be because that was like the first time in Jay Johnson's tenure I truly believe okay, we're done. I decided right there, like, I'm not being hurt by this team anymore. I'm very free this morning. I'm very free.
I'm sure.
It's kind of like a person with a very bad sickness who's kind of accepted their fate. And that's just kind of where I've always had hope. I believe in this, the players, and I'm always optimistic because so many things can happen in baseball. And like, I'm not quitting or not going to pull for it, but like, I'm not hoping for much, I thought that, and people will think I'm crazy for taking this long, but it's like, I believed in the moment this weekend, not the matchup. A&F clearly better than us, but like maybe Ole Miss, we caught them at the wrong time, and that was our worst weekend. Okay, we got it out of our system. You got an A&M team coming off the most emotional series. They've been waiting for that for 2 years to play Texas, and our backs are against the wall. And you see a lot of similarities with 2024 when number 1 A&M came in, and I don't know, man, like from the 6th inning on Friday night to like the 2nd inning on Saturday, it was like, dude, it's the same thing. We're not changing at all. Like and I'm talking, it's the players, man. It's like decisions we make that just, we keep making the same decisions. We keep doing, the players play, but like, it was really discouraging, man. Just seeing all those things happen. And I think a lot of it was on the players, but like also, man, I think that, we had some good performances. I get frustrated with these type of things. Okay. Like, I think Case and Evans actually battled his butt off against one of the better offenses in the country. You're still in it's a 4-2 game in the 6th inning. Yeah. And he had thrown 95 pitches, man. He had given you, everything he's got, 8 strikeouts. And I mean, Jay said it after, he shouldn't have sent him back out there. And I totally agree with that. Yeah. 2 batters later, the game's over, a single home run. And then, the next day it's like Schmidt looks great. Gives up an infield swinging bunt, infield single in the 2nd inning, like throws a wild pitch, whatever. We got 2 outs. We have 2 outs and a guy on second in a scoreless game, and the next guy grounds out to shortstop. We're on the other side of second base. And like the day before, the guy hit 2 home runs over the shortstop's head into the left field bleachers. We're not there. That's the inning's over. It's 0-0. Well, the next guy hits a 2-run homer, 3-0, done. That's it. And so, like, and this is the thing. And it's not so much like, hey, we're making bad decisions. It's just that everything we did, like, nothing seems to be, like, falling our way. Like, last year, remember when Jay Johnson puts Ethan Fry in the 2-hole against Little Rock with our season on the line? Right. And, look, he comes up in the perfect spot. You can go back to Tennessee. He puts Jared Jones in the 2-hole that game, and he comes up with the game on the line. Everything we did, all the buttons seem to work. Those buttons aren't working this year, and there's a lot of luck in baseball. Right. So, like, the players aren't playing well. the decisions aren't going our way. You know, we got some bad luck. So it puts us in this position where we're like at this point where I still think that there's some exciting things going forward. You just mentioned like those freshmen. I was really excited to see that. No, because I didn't know, like, was he going to go that way, that direction? Or are we going to go, hey, I still feel like, you know, this experienced guy gives us the best chance. But I love seeing that. They were 5 for 10, and Braun made a good play in the outfield. I mean, I think that's important right now going forward. I don't know that he's going to do that at this weekend at Mississippi State, but I thought it was great, and I thought it was encouraging. And I think it kind of gave some life to the fan base.
And what kind of – how much of that do you think rolls over to this weekend? Like, you believe that the lineup's going to look similar Tuesday night to what you'll see tomorrow night in Starkville?
I don't know. See, like, I'm fully comfortable. Like, I was all for playing Ruckert at second base.
Yeah.
If you think back, man, like, Ruckert has hit the ball hard and on the ground this year. He's grounded out a lot of times between, like, the second baseman and first baseman, but he hits the ball hard on the ground. And then he looked, you know, he had a really good swing, two good swings the other night. I like him at second base. I know he's made a bad error, but, like, that's a better situation than anybody else we're rolling out there at second base. I didn't know, like, I want to see Patrick out there. I didn't know if he would maybe stick Braun in the outfield, because that's where Braun's going to be going forward, and go with York at first base. He did go with York at first base, but he didn't play Braun, so I would definitely play Braun. But I don't know. I think if any of those guys I'm not sure is going to start this weekend, it's probably William Patrick. I'd love for him to start, but I just don't know if he's going to put him in that spot on the road, you know, at Mississippi State against those type of arms that we're going to see. But I would love to see him out there.
What about the way that the pitching staff was used Tuesday night, where you throw you have Fontenot finally kind of extend in a game. He goes 4 innings on Tuesday. You see Garcia, the first guy out of the pen. And really, to me, everybody that pitched Tuesday night are guys that are going to pitch over the weekend for you.
Yeah, no, well, y'all know how I feel about this. I've screamed it into the microphone and on Twitter every week for the last month. Like, there's a couple of things with me. Like, I don't want to see our bullpen guys starting games. And I want our best guys in the game when it's 4-2, not when it's 7-2. I want our guys in the game when it matters, not saving them for maybe Sunday, or like every game we have a chance to win, I want to win. So yeah, I like that. I like those arms. I like with Lockenmeyer. Lockenmeyer had a span of 3 games where he was brought in 3 straight appearances to face a left-handed hitter, and he hit all 3 of them in back-to-back appearances. But since then, he's been good, you know. And even before that, he had gotten to where he earned those chances. But like, he's a very good arm. I like him. I like Cooper Williams, you know, in the right spot. You know, so I'm not down. I mean, I think with Garcia, he's still got really good stuff, and he's very hard to hit. We just don't throw enough fastballs. He's got like an elite fastball, and I think I've counted where he's throwing 3 fastballs in his last 4 appearances. So it's very one-dimensional, and he gets wild. But yeah, I mean, I like that. I like those. I still have a lot of faith in our bullpen arms, because if you go back to this weekend against Texas A&M, that's a great offense.
Yeah.
If you take away, there was that one span of like game 1 when we were kind of out of it, and then we did the thing like we went to Rizzi and we went to you know, Plog. We went to those guys. So like, I'm not counting that, because like that was hey, we're punting, okay? Like we're at this point, we're just trying to conserve arms. If you take that out, those, like maybe it was like 2 innings out the equation, our bullpen went 12 2/3 and allowed 3 earned runs. And check this out. They struck out 25 of 52 batters they faced.
Wow.
So like, that was a really good job by the bullpen this weekend. And we're seeing guys do a good job, that's what everybody was so high on going into the year. It's just taking a really long time to kind of figure out that mix and things like that. But yes, I felt good about it. We need our starters to give us a little more this weekend so that we can just try to put the whole thing together, because if there's one thing I feel better about out of the offense or the pitching, I still feel better about the pitching right now.
Yeah.
But we're going to need it all.
100%. What do you anticipate seeing this weekend as the Tigers face Mississippi State in Starkville?
Dude, I don't know. Like, I have no idea.
I think that's as genuine of a reaction as you can get, because I think everyone feels the exact same way.
Yeah, like I clearly do not know, because I sit here and I go, you know what?
You almost talked yourself back into the Tigers while you were talking to us. You were like going over all these numbers, like, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised that, like, after you just said I'm out on this team, and then you're like, well, you know what? The more that I've said and the more that I've read, and like you do know, like that's what's so frustrating about this LSU baseball team is there's so much good that you can see and pick out, but it's all like individual spots and at certain times. It's not like that's not who the team is. The reason I got discouraged over the weekend, obviously the Jake Brown news absolutely sucks, but it was Texas A&M came into Alec Box, and like you said, there's something that you can point back to where, LSU's been in this spot before with the 2024 team, and if they're able to take 2 of 3, it's like you can do that. That was the first time legitimately this year I sat in the box and watched LSU baseball get beat, not by the mistakes they made by a team that was better than them. And that's what it was like sucked to realize, was like they're not like that. To me, that solidified you're not winning a national championship.
Yeah, no, the offense was really disappointing. You just got too many outs in the lineup right now. But I'll tell you what'll be interesting. And hey, before we go, hopefully we can talk about like the roster, like in next like where we're
absolutely,
at.
Sure.
Because I'm excited about some things about that. But anyway, the thing is this: you want to see something like really interesting. Why? And I'm not saying this is going to happen, but like, let us go take 2 games against Mississippi State and just watch how much this attitude and like this. The feel will change, because right now it's crazy. We've played 6 weekends, and I don't think anybody still has like any hope right now that, you know what I mean? Like, that's just honestly, like, I think everybody's just kind of like come to peace with it. But because we just haven't experienced, like, hey, that we didn't expect that they won all these other teams, man, like Arkansas, they'll get off the mat. You can name your team, Auburn, whoever, they play bad and then they get off the mat. We just haven't yet. So, but things will really feel a lot better. You win 1 series, and now you're starting to do math in your head. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, hold on now. If we go sweep South Carolina, again, I'm not saying any of that's realistic, but it would be nice to at least go, all right, this feels good. And then you start kind of looking. I think this, though, I will say this. I think that, and I thought this even before, like whether it's Jake Brown or Cooper Moore, I felt like there is a better chance, don't laugh at this, that LSU could win in Hoover than getting an automatic bid. For example, they have a better chance of going to Hoover and winning the tournament than they do getting the 13 or 14 wins, because you still have some good pitchers. And what's going to happen is, if you win a couple games in Hoover, the teams you're going to face aren't invested like we are. They, like, just think back to when we were in the situation where, like, we didn't really need Hoover. Your starters getting pulled in the 4th inning. You're not playing those games like we're going to be playing it for life and death. So my thing would be like, look, regardless if you get to 13 wins or 14 wins over the next few weekends, just keep getting better. Like, keep improving, so like you can go into Hoover and maybe you're playing some of your better ball, and you never know what can happen. I mean, it's not like out of, the realm of possibility that you can win a couple of games and make things interesting. But again, I'm not counting on that.
Well, what do you expect from Mississippi State? Like, what kind of challenges do they bring this weekend against LSU?
I do that. Their arms scare me. Like they got really like the Thomas Malinkus, which is a really weird deal because his brother's on the team and pronounces his last name different. So I don't understand that. So he's awesome. He's a lefty. He's, I think, maybe even the best starter in the SEC. Yeah, they pronounce it differently.
Yeah,
It's
that's
weird.
what I thought you said. I'm sorry. It blew my mind. I don't know how that's where are your parents?
Yeah. Yep. They do it, man. Like they were at Virginia together. Like this is documented. Like it's a weird deal. But anyway, that guy's really good. They're missing their star, Friday night guy to injury, but he's going to be coming back anytime. Our luck, he'll just pop up on the lineup card Saturday or something. But he even with him not there, they've got Duke Stone is another guy that's projected to be a first rounder. So like the first two pitchers we're going to see are projected first rounders next year, and the one that's out hurt is the best one. He's also going to be a first rounder. And so like they're really good pitchers, but they've been inconsistent hitting lately. I mean, they've played 6 SEC series, and 5 of them have been sweeps. Either them getting swept twice, which is crazy, or them sweeping other teams. So they're just very inconsistent, but they're extremely, extremely talented. Have some really good left-handed hitters, and man, it's gonna be really hard. I think it's gonna be really important that we do not get into the 4th inning and we have 0 runs. Like we need to have some early success, and we need our starters pitch count to not be, at 70 pitches in the 3rd inning. We need a lot. We need a lot to go right, but you know what? We'll all be watching. We'll all be rooting for them.
And then you want to talk about the future, of course, because Jay started the conversation. He said that there are things that need to be fixed, but you don't know if you can fix them in 2026, which means
maybe
turn the attention
2027.
to 2027. What are your thoughts on the future of LSU, what the roster can look like next year, and maybe kind of the strategy going into the offseason as well?
Yeah, I think there's good news and there's bad news, man. Like the current roster actually worries me, okay? As we go into 2027. The whole reason why this team right now we're watching was preseason number 2 and had high expectations because we returned 4 starters from the national championship team and 100 SEC innings. Returned 100 SEC innings, including your 2 best bullpen arms. And by the way, of those 4 starters that we returned, 3 of those are going to be like day 1 draft picks. You get a 1st rounder in Curiel, a 2nd rounder in Jake Brown, and I don't know, 3rd or 4th rounder with Milam. So they're like really good players. Okay. Next year we return our catcher, our right fielder, and our DH, Cerna, Braun, Aaron Beatty. Good players. Okay. Good players. But like Jay will have to decide how good he feels about Pearson at 3rd. But like that's not a death. Like I don't know. So you've got 3 slam dunk starters, but like we need a whole lot in really important positions. And the way that our high school class got gutted by the draft this past summer, we only have a handful of freshman position players. Like think about it. It's like Ruckert, Claus, Patrick. Am I missing somebody? It's just a few. I'm talking about guys who aren't playing right now. And so I don't know that, I think I like Ruckert, and I like Patrick's potential. But as far as like going, hey, I clearly see next year's solution from those infielders, from Ruckert or Claus or I don't know that I do. And so we have a ton of work to do in the offseason when it comes to position players. Now, the bright side is this. If you remember, man, I came on this show before the season started, and I said, you better get us this year because next year it's over for everybody when it comes to the mound. And we kind of laughed because we were like, what are you talking? We're number 2 in the country. We're going to be great this year. And I believe we were, so I was wrong. But you've got Evans, Schmidt, Paz, Cooper Moore coming back, Cooper Williams and Lockenmeyer, Gavin Guidry, Zion. That is a very, very good group who are all going to get big innings down the stretch. Do you know that right now, as we stand, right now, we're through six weekends. That's 99 2/3 SEC innings that we will be returning. That's at this very moment before we play the next 4 series. And I don't know that he would, but like that's still you still have Jaden who could come back. I mean, I don't know if he wants to, but you still have other guys that could come back. But like those that I mentioned are really good arms that are going to be a big part of this thing going down the stretch. I love the pitching. We have the number 2 class in the country that includes 11 top 100 players next year. Now, 5 of those don't even learn their names because they're not coming to school. And you'll probably lose another 2 or 3 that are right there kind of on the fence. But it is a big class. It's 23 players. And so you're going to have a chance on the other, 14, 15 players or so. And it is an incredible class. And what they did really well this year is, yes, you have an elite amount of those top 50 players. But all of our eggs were kind of in one basket last year. We had all these top 100 guys, and then it kind of just got, fell off after that as far as their rankings. You've got some really good players that are probably not going to be huge draft risks, but they're they're going to be good, like right when they come on campus. And so I feel like I really like our freshman class. I like the arms that we're returning. I think it's going to be an extremely exciting and fun off season. And I think so much is going to come down to what happens from a position player standpoint in the transfer portal, because Jay is going to have time. He's going to have the money. I mean, we think, and I think it is going to be like some really, really big pro prospects that we're bringing in. That's where we missed this year. In years past, and even this year, we missed on a lot of guys that are playing for other teams that are pro prospect type of players. We brought in good college players, but we didn't bring in any of those. Like even Cooper, we think the world of Cooper Moore. He's a good college pitcher. That's not like a big time pro prospect. But same token, we missed on Joey Volchko and Landon Mack at Tennessee. Is that Landon Mack? The guy at Tennessee, Logan Reddeman, UCLA's ace. All these guys that we could really use right now.
Right.
So the off season is going to be fascinating. And I think there's going to be some players on this team with the shrunken rosters that are going to have tough decisions to make, because it's like, if you're not using them and they just really didn't progress, you just can't afford anymore to have a bunch of guys on the team that unless you really see a future for them. So I'm actually really excited about the remainder of the season to see what we have. That's a big advantage to go, hey, we could this could work, or let's help this guy get to a home where he can flourish. And so I think that is a big advantage that we have being in this situation. But look, I hope we do go on a run and play in the postseason, and all of this talk of next year seems silly, but
right.
And
I think the biggest thing confidence wise for next season is it's Jay Johnson, right? Like he's not going to let this happen 2 years in a row. No, dude, and he'll be perfect. I think he'd be the first one to be honest. Like nothing went right.
Right. Our decisions coaching wise, who we put, nothing really went right this year. And yeah, I feel good about, more than anything, I feel good about him, the way he constructs a roster, and getting these recruits on campus, going out and getting the right guys to come in. Sometimes you have to take a step back to learn. And I think this can either be a wasted year or extremely valuable, and going, okay, we have to go about this. And look, and that's the thing, we really struggle with athleticism this year. I mean, look, Danny Dickinson wasn't some all-world slugger.
Right.
He was good. But dude, we won a national championship with the same Chris Stanfield in left field. He was better last year, but that's a good college player. Michael Braswell at third. We love Brazzy, but that's our third baseman.
Right.
Danny Dickinson was playing with a broken hand, but he was phenomenal on defense. So it's like the team wasn't obviously not having Fry and Jones a big deal, but like Luis Hernandez, we love that guy, but almost Ernest is probably a better player than Luis Hernandez if we're being honest. In the long run, especially, we just lack those athletic, good defenders, and I think that's going to be the biggest difference. Is not where we're not coming into the season with a bunch of guys that are good sluggers, but don't really know where you're going to play them in the field. And so I'm excited.
We are as well. We appreciate you making some time for us. We'll let you get your we ask you at the end every time on a Thursday, what do you expect? What is your prediction for this weekend in Starkville?
Remember when they asked, was it Mr. T or whatever, and he just said, pain. I don't know if we're going to inflict the pain or they're going to inflict the pain, man. But, dude, I really don't know. Because my problem is sometimes I pick with my heart, and I don't think we're going to win the series, okay? Yeah. So this will probably be the weekend that, because I haven't been right about much this year, so.
Fair enough. Well, we appreciate you making some time for us every Thursday and, of course, all your insight. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right, guys. Talk to y'all later.
Thank you. There he is. There is a very genuine and
so
transparent and real Jason Armstrong. Some answers I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Because he can't get himself to be on the – like, he can say it all he wants. Like, I'm kind of, I'm off the LSU baseball team. He's like, well, I'm not saying I'm all the way out.
Of course.
Well, what do you think's going to happen this weekend?
I know it's bad for me, but I'm not
going to stop doing it.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's the same thing with, like, Mikey. As forever the optimist when it comes to LSU baseball. And it's like, so when it comes down to, like, what do you think is going to happen this weekend, even though you know all of the problems with LSU baseball, it's like, I think LSU finds a way to win 2 of 3. Like, they want to say that so badly, and it's like, instead, it's like, I don't know. Because nobody wants to.
Well, I'm not going to admit that it's not going to be good.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Even when I know it's going to be bad, I'm not going to say it's going to be bad.
You won't catch me.
I'm just going to say I don't know.
Right, I don't know.
But I think that's the beauty of LSU baseball, because I think we all have that in us of like, well, like even Jason going, I think they've got a better chance of winning in Hoover and making the tournament that way than
he is backdoor.
But he's not wrong. Like, I would anticipate, like, at this point, the uphill battle to be able to get to 14 wins is a lot. It is more likely to just win the SEC tournament rather than do that.
Why try and beat the rest of your whatever schedule you have? You have to beat the same teams twice when you just go and beat them once.
Just go beat them in Hoover.
Yeah, you only have to play one team twice.
Now we're going to have to go to Hoover.
Hoover's a blast.
When is the SEC?
It's during our birthdays.
It is during our birthdays.
Yeah. But he's not wrong about that.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
No, he's not wrong. I mean, odds
because
wise,
2024,
right?
Like Jay Johnson has never had to really do anything in the SEC tournament. It's aside from 2024, whenever he was needed the wins, and they rattled all 4 straight and went to the championship. When you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
like this team is nuclear hot right now,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh shit, and then you fucked around and found yourself in extra innings in a Chapel Hill Regional, a pitch away from hosting.
Yeah,
and so that's why I think a lot of people are. Well, not all the way out, but it has been devastation after devastation.
Well,
Cooper Moore, and then it's like the Jake Brown thing is like, well, fuck, man.
Yeah. Well, the thing with making the tournament, I don't think it's an either or of like you have to get to 14 SEC wins or win the SEC tournament. Like the team in 2024 finished at 13 and 17 in the SEC. If they lose that first game in Hoover, they probably don't make it. The reason they got into the tournament, they got in as a 2 seed, by the way, because they won 4 straight in Hoover. Now, I don't know that this team wins 4 straight in Hoover, but if you can get to 12 or 13 in the SEC
and have a good showing,
and then go win 2,
3,
what are they
4,
right now in conference?
6 and 12.
Ugh.
It doesn't look great. But you also at the same time, I hate to keep making the 2024 comparison. You were worse, back then at this time than right now.
You're not wrong. 6 and 12.
You have South Carolina,
Right.
You at home, you should be able to take
two of three. I'm tired of hearing sweep because this team doesn't. I don't know if it's capable.
No. If you can take 2 of 3 there, that would be massive.
So that would then put you at 8 and 15.
Right. You have to assume
you have Mississippi State this weekend.
Can you take 1 from Florida and Georgia, which would put you at 10?
10 wins and.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
Yeah. Well, it's just the math. We're trying to do the math.
Yeah.
Because you're
10
6
and 19.
12.
You'd be
10 and 19.
No.
So what were we? What were we?
10
at?
and 17.
Okay. What were we at? I need a piece of paper in front.
Because that would be every series except for Mississippi State. It'd be 27 out of the 30 games. So you'd be 10 and 17.
And so this weekend you would need 2.
2 probably. No, you're gonna need to. You either need to.
You got to win. You got to win 2 out of those 3 series. Florida, Mississippi State, Georgia. You need to win 2 out of one of them.
Or you need to sweep South Carolina. So
we'll go away from sweep South Carolina. You just need to win 2 out of 3 in one of these 3 series.
Right. Which look,
it's not impossible.
Call me crazy.
It's not impossible.
I think they can do it.
No, to me, I've always felt confident going into the Georgia weekend because of the stadium and the way LSU scores runs as homers, and if they can hit homers in like the way they did in Tennessee, the reason they win in
Kate
Tennessee,
Aaron Beatty's gonna have a field day.
The reason they win in Knoxville is because they're in a rinky-dink stadium where they can just keep hitting it out.
Yeah, and even like this weekend, like
that was insane.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, and it rolls it like you look at the next weekend against Ole Miss, and it was like, like there's a lot of balls that are going that. In Knoxville, those leave. But in a normal ballpark, they don't go out.
Yeah, it was very sobering to come back to the box against Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, we're in a normal stadium again.
It was kind of fun.
Of course,
I don't want that
it
to be
was.
my home stadium, but it was jarring the amount of balls that you hit in the air. In Knoxville, they're like, "That's a home run!" Like hell yeah. And then you go to the box and the outfielder's not moving. And it's not because it's over his head.
Right.
It's like, this is right to me.
Yeah, and I would say, like, for this weekend specifically, I wouldn't say it's confidence, but the feeling of, like, you could do something this weekend. Mississippi State is not the great, like, Mississippi State's not as good as A&M.
Look, everybody.
Of course. That's
A&M
the thing.
is up here.
Right.
Everybody else in the SEC is kind of fucking fighting in the mud.
That's
like, anybody can get got at any
and
time.
that's
Like, nobody
every
trusts
year.
anybody.
That's the thing with SEC baseball that I think a lot of the more casual fans don't understand. They look at it like football. And they don't think these other teams have problems. Everybody, even like last year, take this year out of it. Go back to last year. LSU was like 12-6 in conference, and we're like, oh no, they can't hit. They've got so many problems. They're not going to beat all these teams. Well, everyone else has. Like Mississippi State got swept 2 series in a row, one of which was at home. This past weekend they swept South Carolina, who sucks. So like Mississippi State's not the greatest baseball team in the world. No. You can go and win a game or 2 this
Of course
weekend.
you can.
You know,
I don't think you do.
No, I'm not. I'm not predicting that they win the series. I
no,
think,
they're not getting swept.
The thought process of
they're not.
The thought process of how do you get to this many wins is obviously possible. I just don't think it happens. Like I
don't want to say that the only thing, but it was more confidence-inducing what you saw with the young guns.
Of course.
That it's everything that Jay has been saying that he was complaining about. They did none of those things. It wasn't, I'm looking at the scoreboard to watch my average. I'm worried about my draft position. I'm worried about what I do.
Right.
Those guys want to be able to say they played. They want to keep playing. So how do you keep playing? You do whatever the fucking coach wants you to do.
Of
You want me
course.
to hit it on the ground to the other side? I can do that.
Do it.
You want me to hit it up the middle? Absolutely. You want me to drop a butt down? Gotcha.
No, what game was it early in the? It was McNeese. Was it McNeese or was it Northeastern?
Northeastern was the one where the
they
kids came
he
in
put all
late.
You
were down like 13 to 10 or 13-0 or 13-3.
Yeah, to 10-0, I think. It was 10-0.
It ended up being
Yeah. They battled back because the young guys. No, I don't know if I would use the word confidence going into this weekend because of the young
that's
guys.
not the word.
Optimistic.
Excited.
It gives me a new life.
Juice,
It
hopeful,
gave me some
vibes.
juice. If they rolled out the same old shit,
of course. No, you can't. I mean, that's the definition of insanity.
There's
right?
a couple people on the team. I'm good with that. They'd never see them again. Like, don't even get on the fucking bus.
I don't disagree. And so we'll see.
Or the plane.
Until they can.
Oh, you could take a train to nowhere.
And so we'll see. We're headed to Starkville this afternoon. head out there. And the weather tomorrow is something to keep an eye on. I think Saturday and Sunday will be fine.
God, you said a mean screenshot.
Well, I looked at it because I was packing.
I thought
was like,
Saturday was the worst day. On
well,
the
so
screenshot.
the percentage, yes, but then
it's
you
in
go
the
look at
morning?
the time.
Okay.
It was. I'll pull it up now. It was just rain in the evening time on Friday that rolls over into the morning on Saturday. So the rain starts at it gets to a 50% chance at midnight on Friday. It's starting to move a little bit.
little white noise while we're sleeping.
There you go.
Oh, I'm going to the bottomless strip club.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
then it stays
Bottomless is crazy.
high
It
until
is.
about 10 a.m. on Saturday, and then it's gone.
Okay,
And
good.
You'll be good for baseball.
I will say
Sunday should be fine.
I really, if they move the Friday game to a doubleheader on Saturday, that would not be great for me because I have to work from.
Oh yeah. I see. The thing that would be interesting if that happens if they move the game up on Friday. And that's
That
why
would
it's
be
good that
cool.
we're leaving
I would,
today.
yeah, I wouldn't mind
We'll
that
be
because
there
then it
rock
would
and
be
rolling.
like it would kind of make us feel like good thing we left early.
Good thing
on
we left on
Thursday.
Thursday.
It's actually really smart.
It's actually really smart. I like an early Friday
Yeah.
game because the Friday games are the best to watch in SEC
Of course.
baseball. So I like going home and being able to watch those without having to pay attention. To
We're gonna get into a little bit of NFL draft here to close it out this morning. Before
Look
we get
what I
out.
have.
Very very soon. What do you have?
Not only let's
how would you throw this graphic up?
Fuck you.
This is awful. Bad. So this segment's going to be brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel because we're going to use some FanDuel odds to look at the top 10 picks in this year's draft. And I'm pulling it up now. Let's see. Overall pick. So at the number one overall pick, I think we can all agree who we believe that will be taken by the Las Vegas Raiders. With the first overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Fernando Mendoza, quarterback, Indiana. Agree?
Agree.
FanDuel agrees as he's minus 50,000 to be the number one overall
Would you
pick.
do that if you had an enormous amount of money? To be like,
Of course.
Who
But
cares?
that's why it's minus 50,000.
Right. But
because if I put, let me see. I'm going to put $5 on it.
No. I'm saying, would you put let's just play fantasy.
Yeah, I know. If you had
if you're
$1
Floyd
million,
Mayweather, like Floyd
Because
Mayweather,
it's $10
right.
to win 2 cents.
So what is that for $1 million?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Oh, the max wager's 20,000.
Okay, so do 20,000.
So we'll do 20, 1, 2, 3. 20,000 to win $40.
Okay, that's actually not as bad as I thought. So yeah, I could see if you have a ton of money.
What if I just put my bank account on Fernando Mendoza to win?
The first overall pick?
A Big Mac back.
Buy everybody dinner tonight. I mean, realistically, when
all the money I got from my rec, I'm going to put it on Mendoza, number one overall pick tonight, and then we'll get dinner.
Yeah.
And then the Raiders trade the first overall pick, and I lose all my money.
And Tom Brady comes back to play quarterback for the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders.
The number 2 overall pick, with the second overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select.
They're all over the map here. Where's
Yeah,
the second?
this is
I
the
saw
most-
the second pick.
This is the most interesting one. It's probably why it's not on there
you go.
because there's a lot.
There
There
it
it
is.
is. A lot of stuff moving around about it. I do think they've landed on David Bailey would be my guess.
I would agree.
The defensive lineman out of Texas Tech. So that is minus 130. And we will take the New York Jets select David Bailey, Texas Tech. Before we go into the number 3 overall pick. And the third overall pick is the first one without minus on it from a draft selection standpoint. As you can see, that was minus 50,000 Mendoza, minus 130 on David Bailey. With the third overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals select, question mark, do they trade it or do they stay here? Because this is the pick. There's a lot of conversation about teams trading up to go get.
Because the Cardinals need so much.
They would trade back to because this is kind of a depth draft.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people feel.
I mean, look at if you're who would you trade up to get?
If you would trade up to get,
I guess Jeremiah Love.
Yeah. I would if they don't trade it, I would actually go Maui Noah as my pick. Yeah.
Interesting.
Who's
I
that?
don't even know who the Cardinals have on their football team.
No, I couldn't really tell you.
I've paid
either.
zero attention to that football franchise, and I have
Who's
no
their quarterback?
clue. Jacoby Brissett.
I think they're going to draft Ty Simpson.
Oh, that's why they're trading out of
in
that.
the second round. Or maybe they wherever they draft him, I think they'll draft Ty Simpson at a certain point. Or maybe Nuss. I hope not.
I don't want him to go there.
Nope, me neither.
No, me neither.
That would not be fun. But I mean, Arvell Reese is the safe pick.
Yeah, Reese.
Jeremiah
would be the
Love.
safe one.
I don't think it's Jeremiah Love. You can't draft a running back and
If
have
you're not
nothing
any
else
good,
on the
you
fucking
just
team.
saw that with the Raiders.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I do think they trade it.
I think they traded also, but how can we?
Yeah,
There's
I'm
not-
trying to think of who would trade up to go get
Whoever
pass
thinks they're
rusher.
a player away or a running back away.
who would trade up for a running back. Because I feel like if you're,
Right,
Reese
or
can
it's
play
either-
mid linebacker and edge.
Right.
Like he's kind of a
that is the safe pick here.
Yeah. But I just don't think the Cardinals take
If you're trading up to take whom?
Reese
Or
Love.
And that's it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
I
go
think so.
Arvell Reese at 3 and just put a asterisk next to Arizona. But I'm gonna go Arvell Reese as the third guy off the board. Because I think he's very good, and I think that somebody's going to trade up to go get him. And I think also as well, I think if the Cardinals pick here, I think that's who they pick.
Reese?
Because I think they go edge rusher if they're going to go quarterback later. It's similar to the Giants last year. Went
Abdul Carter.
They went Carter first and then went and got Dart later on. So I think they go Reese first and then go get Simpson later.
I'll go
in the
Maui
draft.
Noah plus 1,200.
I like that. I like that for Wyatt.
one
The number 4 overall pick.
Hold on.
This one's probably minus, I would assume.
Mm-mm.
It's not?
It's not.
Really? This
is
one
not.
seems pretty set in stone unless someone trades up for him.
I agree. You have to play a video?
Oh, no, I was trying to find the number 4 overall pick odds.
Oh, okay.
But you can go ahead.
It's wild that they're not in order.
Yeah.
Who has the 4th overall pick?
The Titans.
The Tennessee Titans select. This is a very intriguing one, but I think this is pretty simple. I would be surprised if the Titans don't go running back and take Jeremiah Love, right? I mean, you got your quarterback last year with the number 1 overall pick, and now you go get the running back to play with him. But funny enough, via FanDuel, the odds are plus 145 on Sonny Styles would be the favorite to go here.
Really?
And then Jeremiah Love plus 180.
Wow.
Which I think is intriguing.
Yeah,
But
that
I'm
is-
gonna go Love.
I would also go Love.
And these odds tell me that David Bailey won't be there.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Similar to Arvell Reese as well, plus 600.
Right.
They're both. It seems like both of them are.
I do think this is a weird, this pick is almost too high for the Titans because I think in an ideal world, you want to go receiver to give Cam Ward kind of
but you can't take
a top
Tate.
target. Exactly.
Yeah.
But you don't want to take Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson at 4.
Right.
And I don't think there's a wide receiver in this draft worthy of drafting number 4 overall. So, I could see the Titans being someone to
Trade and get
down.
2 trades back to back.
Could be. But, I mean, Jeremiah Love,
I think this is going to be a trade back draft. I
Yeah,
think there's
I
so
think it is
much.
too.
There's so much depth versus top end talent. I
Yeah.
think there's going to be a trade back draft, and it's going to be good teams trading up to fill holes with the top end talent in this draft that's maybe not as elite. It's going to be a team like the Saints going, well, I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints trade up to go get an Arvell Reese or a Sonny Styles because defensively you were so old at those spots. And so it's like maybe you trade up. Now, I personally think the Saints are at a great spot at 8, and they shouldn't trade up.
Right.
But you never know. I think there are going to be good teams that trade up to fill holes with the lower-end top talent versus bad teams trading back to try to stash as much talent as possible.
Right.
is going to be the interesting aspect. But we'll go number 4. The Titans take Jeremiah Love because I just feel like that you got your quarterback now. Go get your running back. The number 5 overall pick, the New York Giants select. This is an interesting one because they have 2 top 10 picks. I'm going to go they take Sonny Styles. They go defense here. And he's also the favorite in odds. Tyson right there as well as Love, because I do think it depends who gets drafted before him. If Love's on the board, they take Jeremiah Love because they royally screwed up Saquon Barkley. So I think they would try to amend for their sins and go Love. I think Love gets taken before them. I think they're picking between receiver and linebacker. I think they go defense and go with Sonny Styles out of Ohio State at number 5. That turns into the 6th overall pick. With the 6th overall pick, the Cleveland Browns select, and this is another one that I'm very intrigued by because the name at the top of the board here is one that has not been high on any of the other picks. Like, comes literally out of nowhere. And I think that's because that's kind of screaming something at you. And that's probably where they're going to go. And they're going to go offensive line here and get the big guy out of – he played at Utah. Right? So I think – because he literally has not been on the board. Like, the number 5 overall pick, he was plus 2,700.
So what is he on for number 7?
For number 7, he is –
does he have odds for that one?
Plus 3,500.
Yeah, so
FanDuel is screaming at you to put money on Spencer going to the Browns there at pick number 6. So there you go. There's the 6th overall pick. Inching closer to the Saints here is now we're going to go with pick number 7. The 7th overall pick belongs to the Washington Commanders, who I think are a sneaky team to trade up to pick 4 or pick 3 to go get Jeremiah Love. Because I think they love. I think they no pun intended. I think they love him. But I think if they're going to go offense regardless.
Yeah, I think this is receiver.
So I think they either trade up to get running back or they go receiver. And I would say they probably go Carnell Tate because of he has the higher floor simply from an injury standpoint. Like I just think the injuries on Tyson are a real thing. So give me Carnell Tate to the Commanders.
In an ideal world, I want them to take Jordan Tyson because I think Jordan Tyson's the best receiver in the draft.
I agree.
And then I hope the Saints – well, and it would help the Saints because I want the Saints to take Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
So if Jordan Tyson's off the board. I don't want to take Carnell Tate.
And then the Saints, number 8 overall pick, would not be surprised if they trade up or trade back. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade the 8th overall pick. But I also think they're in a great spot. And as you see here on FanDuel, the odds are plus 240 for Tyson, plus 490 for Delane, plus 600 for Downs. And it's interesting because I genuinely think the Saints are in a position now where you have to you don't take a risk. Like I think they go Delane or Downs. But everything screams at me they're going to take Tyson because they want a number 1 wide receiver, and he is the best wide receiver in the draft. I just feel like it's a risk when you are in a position where you can take 2 guys with a much higher floor in Delane and Downs, and you need players at every spot. Like it's not like you only need a wide receiver.
Look at how many people they listed for because
it's the Saints.
Yeah,
like you got to put a lot of nobody has this many picks of odds on this many picks other than the Saints.
Right.
I mean, Emmanuel McNeil Warren at plus 12,500. I don't even know who that is. I've never.
You don't know about E-Man?
I don't even think I know who that is.
But I think it's interesting. Like Carnell Tate, I think if he's on the board, they might take him.
Right.
You know? But to me, I think you have to go Delane or Downs here. You go defensively. But we're picking on what we think the Saints are going to do. And we all agreed, we think majority of the room agreed the Saints go Tyson, right?
Right.
So we go Tyson.
He is Emmanuel McNeil Warren is a 6'2", 200 pound. Oh, 6'3", 200 pounds. wide receiver out of Toledo. We're at a 4.5. The 35-inch vertical. That would be very no.
It's like my stats.
No shame to Emmanuel McNeil Warren, but that would be quite the reach.
Yes.
Yep. So there we go. We go Saints take Tyson at 8, which means at number 9, I don't think the Chiefs let Delane or Downs slip by them. Or Bain. I think they go defense as well at number 9. You see Delane plus 310, Bain plus 460. I also wouldn't be surprised. I think the Cowboys love Delane. And I wouldn't be surprised if they trade up as well.
The Chiefs are probably going to go Delane.
You think so?
Didn't they just trade a corner?
I have no idea.
I thought they just got rid of a corner. I'm pretty sure they did. And for some reason, you can just see it. You see the fit.
Right.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way about Downs, too, though.
I think they would go Delane over Downs. And I also, just because of how the Chiefs usually operate in the draft, they're not going to let if they really want Delane, I don't think they're going to let the Cowboys get in front of them.
Yeah.
No. I don't think the Cowboys have a chance trading that high up. I think they would be they would be trying to trade for this pick.
I think they did just get rid of Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, they did.
The corner. And Mansoor's kind of the same mold of like a smaller cornerback. So I see what you're saying there.
I'm going to go Downs.
Yeah, they traded.
But I will let y'all can outvote me.
I don't think that
I'll go Delane.
I'm going Delane because I don't think you get rid of McDuffie without the plan to take Delane.
I don't disagree. Like I think that makes sense.
And you know what's also great for the league? Caleb Downs is a Cowboy.
Which would be which pick? The 13th pick?
I think they're going to.
I think that's 11.
I think that's the Dolphins, right?
Oh, the Dolphins are 11. You're right. I think it's 12 then. 12 or 13.
I think they're going to try to make a move to get up into around 10 because 10 is where now it becomes very much somebody's going to take him because he's the best player on the board.
I also wouldn't be surprised if the Giants stay at 10 and take him then. If Downs is on the board, like that's the thing is 8, 9, and 10, I could see Downs going to any of those three.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go Downs at 10. He's also the favorite to be selected by the New York Football Giants at 10, with in second place being Jordan Tyson, dropping to the Giants. His odds are plus 330 to go 10.
How much do you think the Giants believe in?
See, I think this is what I believe. I think the Giants are in more of a position to take a risk on Tyson than the Saints are.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like for those two picks to be flip-flopped. Like, in my personal, I think this is the way it probably shakes out. I think this is the most likely. In my personal gut feel, I would like for the Saints to take Downs or Delane and Tyson drop to the Giants.
I would agree. Yeah.
People would freak out if the Chiefs took Tyson.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs are in a position to take
trade.
Maybe the Giants aren't in that position, but who?
No, you got to start helping him.
You know,
you have your quarterback, and that's why I think the trade for Love would be interesting. But I think they love old Cam Scott.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but he also just had his knee turned or his foot.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, it was facing the wrong direction.
And I mean, the Giants have a wide receiver 1.
He's coming off injury.
Coming off injury.
But, I mean, yeah.
If I'm a skill player, I don't know if I want to go there. Like, I don't want to play at MetLife. Everybody gets hurt.
Everybody gets hurt there. Yeah, no, I don't
You're
disagree.
not wrong. I went to a concert there, twisted my ankle.
Did you?
Yeah.
Dancing
I tried
too
to
hard?
cut getting a fucking Crown
Beer?
Apple Sprite. And it was
down goes Frazier?
over for me, yeah.
Did you really fall down?
No.
Did you?
No.
Oh, good.
I think the Saints and Chiefs personally both go defense, and Tyson ends up a Giant.
I hope so.
But I don't think the Giants need to go Tyson, because I do think they need more help.
This draft is wide open.
It is, well, and that's why I think
it's not very good.
I think there's going to be so.
I wouldn't say it's not very good. I would say the top end talent is not great, but I think the depth of it is great. There's a lot of depth in this
biggest thing is you have 4, 5, quarterback, wide receiver, tackle, edge, corner. You have 5 premier positions in football that get taken early often, right? quarterback,
Every time.
wide receiver,
Maybe.
offensive tackle,
Yes.
edge,
Yes.
and corner.
Yeah.
The biggest ones are quarterback, tackle, edge. Those are the three most important, and then you have wide receiver, corner right behind it.
Right.
Those positions in this draft
They're not sexy.
don't pop that much. You have Delane, who is the best corner. They have other good corners, but I heard Peter Schrager say that's the only one he believes, and he's a very good NFL insider, is a surefire first-round pick. Like,
At
which
corner?
is crazy. Because, at corner. Because, corner's position, you see 3-4 guys go in the first round a lot of times because it's a premier position. But, like, edge rusher, you have 2.
Yeah. But then at the non-premium positions, you've got studs.
Elite talent.
You've got Sonny Styles at linebacker.
You have Caleb
You've got
Downs at
Jeremiah
safety.
Love at running back.
Running
And you've
back.
got Caleb Downs at
Right.
safety. So
Right.
it makes for an interesting first round because it's like you've got more premium positions that may not be as good of players, but better players who are maybe not as premium of positions.
That's what I know is saying. Like, this is the teams that have built through the draft and have a defensive end and have a left tackle and have a quarterback. It's like, this, you're licking your
You
chops.
trade up and you go get Jeremiah Love. You trade up, you go get Sonny Styles. You fill your need if you're a good football team. Like, if you're a player, if you're a contender.
Yeah, like, and I could get a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
And it's because they're not in the position to take somebody that talented.
It reminds me a little bit of 2017. I don't know if y'all. I mean, I would assume everyone remembers that draft.
Myles Garrett.
Yes.
Jamal
So
Adams.
you had a top end guy at a premium position in Myles Garrett.
Yep. Mendoza.
You did not have a top end quarterback because Trubisky goes 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you
Solomon
did have a
Thomas
top end
went
quarterback. Patrick Mahomes goes 10 in that draft, but coming out of college,
this is what it was.
It wasn't, you know what I mean? But what they did was it ended up not being a trade back draft, but you had non-premium position guys go very early.
Fournette
2 of them being
Jamal
LSU
Adams,
guys.
yeah.
Fournette and Jamal Adams were not premium position guys that went early. And then you see people reach on premium position guys. Corey Davis, wide receiver.
Sucked.
Western Michigan.
He won the Blitnikoff.
Row the boat.
But in the NFL, I mean, he ultimately was a reach.
Was that Kevin White also at 7?
Mike Williams.
It was Mike Williams at
that's who it
7,
was,
which was a
wide receiver at
reach.
7.
John Ross at 9, reach.
I contend Mike Williams is a fucking stud.
No, he is. He's
not
very
a
good.
reach.
But he's not a top
love
10
Mike
pick wide
Williams.
receiver.
Yes, he is. I fucking love Mike Williams. That man murdered Alabama in the national.
I don't disagree with
I
you at
have
all.
never been so bullish on a wide receiver in my life.
But in hindsight.
in hindsight, of course. I just love.
No,
him.
I agree. I mean, I would have picked him in the top 10 too
love
because he's
Mike Williams.
he's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Solomon Thomas at 3,
That was tough.
reach.
That was
You know what I mean? Like Trubisky at 2, reach.
I love. I just picture you being like a GM, and it's like, no, I'm taking Mike Williams.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no,
I would have taken Mike
That's
Williams.
what I'm
Mike
saying.
Williams
You'd have gotten fired.
No. I wouldn't have gotten.
He's on his 3rd team.
He's not that bad though. He's the best wide receiver out of the 3 that got drafted in the top 10. John Ross is out the league. Corey Davis, I'm sure, is out the league.
No, he's the best out of the top 10
Mike Williams
receivers.
just got hurt a lot. If we're gonna be honest,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
not. He just gets hurt a lot.
But that draft, that's what it reminds me of a little bit because the best players are at non-premium positions, and I think teams have learned from a draft like this,
Right.
where it's almost like, okay, don't reach.
And
You could have had Christian McCaffrey. Dumbass.
you don't draft a running back.
He's not a running
in
back.
the first round.
You don't want
and
Christian
then-
McCaffrey on your football team?
I'll take Mike Williams. And then I can only speak from a Saints point of view because I don't remember like the 2nd and 3rd rounds or the late 1st round. That was a pretty deep draft. You got Ramczyk at the end of the 1st round. You got Kamara in the 3rd round.
This is the Saints' all-time draft.
I think that was. Did you get Anzalone in that draft? I fucking hate Anzalone. Fuck that asshole.
What did he do
whatever.
to you?
When Mike the Tiger died, he was the Florida player on the sidelines who was holding up the
He
tiger
did the
skeleton.
trinket tiger?
Yeah, fuck
I didn't
that
know
guy.
that. Oh, fuck him.
Fucking.
But this was the Saints' greatest draft of all time.
Exactly. That's what I remember.
But and I feel like that's what this draft could be for a team. Where
Right,
it's like
100%. If you nail it.
if you hit on the
if you
positions
draft
you can
AJ
hit
Haulcy.
on, there is so much depth to make it happen. Mm-hmm. So here are, and I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna parlay our picks.
Can you do that?
I'm gonna see.
I love that.
I'm gonna see if I can. So number 1, we have Mendoza minus 50,000.
My $50,000.
No, you can't.
You might as well not even.
Of course, you
put that
can't
one in
parlay
there.
it.
Well, don't say that. FanDuel has its reasons.
Well, FanDuel, I appreciate them, but you can parlay top 5 picks. So we're gonna go
Mendoza, Bailey.
Well, they don't let you put Mendoza because it's surefire. We're gonna go Bailey, Reese, Love, Styles. If you put all 4 of those guys in, it doesn't let you. I'm gonna take Reese out because he's minus 2,000, plus 142. That means we did a pretty good job at selecting this. You can do the top 10 picks: Styles, Downs, Tate, Tyson. Let's see, Delane. So you can get this thing. You can plus 387, $100 wins you 400. You leave with $487. So shout out to our friends over at FanDuel. We appreciate them bringing you our show every day. And this segment was brought to you by FanDuel. We use the FanDuel odds to pick the top 10. And here is the final.
Oh, here you go. Top 5 picks, exact order. What is it? Mendoza, Bailey, Reese, Love, Styles, plus 800.
Plus 800. There you go.
$800?
Plus 800, yeah.
We all put up.
Well, if you put up $100.
That's what I'm saying.
We all put up 25.
25, 25, 25, 25.
There's our NFL draft right there. Our top 10.
What a cute guy. Oh, fuck you. That was mean.
All right, let's mock draft now, and we're going to use our picks. So we're going to see if the mock draft uses our picks. Then we'll close it out, and I'm going to go film a video of a roof.
I'm going to go to the gym. Get my cardio in so I can eat some Wardos.
Yeah, we're going to eat some Wardos.
You just texted me.
We were just
Really?
texting
Respect.
old Tommy.
I'm going to have to put the menu into ChatGPT, see what I can eat.
There you go. We'll see if the mock draft agrees with our top 10. And, of course, we'll make the selection at pick number 8.
Which pick on here are you the least confident in? Like, which pick do you think
8 through
would
8
be
through
different?
10 scares me.
Really?
I think there's going to be shakeup around.
See, if we hadn't looked at the odds, I would say 6, because I thought Carnell Tate would be a factor at 6.
That to you.
That's what
It's
makes me
crazy
think.
that FanDuel's like yelling at you, "Hey,
Right.
this is who the Browns are taking."
That makes me think that
3
that is
scares me a
gonna
little
be
bit
who
because
it is.
I think they're
It could be a trade,
It could be a trade.
and it's hard to predict that.
I found it interesting that FanDuel didn't have Love going to the Titans, but 8 through
What is
10
this?
intrigues me the most
What's it telling me to do?
Yeah, of course.
because I just think that's where teams might try to trade into.
Right.
Because I think that's where Delane and Downs are going to be, and I think those are the 2 players that teams go trade for.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
They
man.
go
It's gonna be
trade for
fun.
Love, Delane, or Downs because those are NFL players that fill a spot right away. Cajun Curveball, $2 super chat, ready. Sean Payton wanted Mahomes in this draft too. Of course.
Yeah, that was Lattimore.
No, I mean they crushed the 17 draft, and I think they're in a spot where they could crush the 2026 draft.
Well, we can do the old. I just want to do the draft. I'm not trying to play God. Chris Olave. Restructure. Cesar Ruiz cut. Alvin Kamara re-sign. Eric
Yep.
McCoy, you can stay.
Yep, resign McCoy.
Chase Young, you're cut.
No,
I don't want
keep
him.
Chase.
Who?
You need Chase Young.
Do you know?
Yeah, you definitely need Chase Young.
Keep Chase Young. Resign.
Cut Michael Thomas. Fuck that dude.
Where is he?
He doesn't. play
Carl
for us
Granderson, do you want him or no?
Ooh, I like Grandy.
anymore. I like
Nope.
Granderson.
Continue.
I think we're just supposed to be doing the draft, Lloyd.
I don't know why it's making me do all of the steps. I can't even get out of here. Look at all of this shit I have to do.
Just cut everybody.
La nueva alineación de
Just hit
Sonic
continue.
All-American Smashers.
It won't
Carne de
let
me.
años
You have to finish
preparada a
this.
mano, siempre hecha a la orden y servida directamente de la parrilla. Es la clásica American Cheeseburger, pero mejorada. Ordenen el Sonic app sin costo de entrega. Live free, eat Sonic.
Playing my GM. Everybody's getting cut. No roster remaining.
These people, I don't even know who these people are.
Yeah, well, they're cut now. Don't take if you're any one of these players and you maybe just so happen to tune into our show. Don't take offense. Don't take offense to the fact that
I can work harder.
the cutting is
Stop
happening.
watching this. Go to the gym.
Did you guys see that the Patriots are looking for a day 3 pick for Kayshon Boutte?
Really? Do you see who's not going to be in the draft room on day 3?
Who's that?
Mike
Mike
Vrabel.
Vrabel.
I'm not sure. Okay.
Yeah, can we go to another draft? Like another website? Yeah, Vrabel's not going to be because he's going to be starting his therapy.
What therapy?
He's going to counseling.
He's going to sex therapy.
Oh. His court-ordered sex therapy. Where's Diana Rossini at? Is she covering this thing?
No, she fired herself.
Yeah,
I saw
she
that.
resigned. What pick do the Patriots have? She knows who they're selecting.
31.
69.
Yeah.
I don't know why this one's always black. Oh, you want to pick 1546?
What's wrong with that?
I can't read it.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not trading back. We're going to select.
It's still not as bad as what Christian said.
There's nothing as bad as what Christian says. Oh, do you want to pick 11 and 30?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Accept. Oh my gosh. No, I want 11.
No, I want 11 and 30.
Yeah, 11 and 30. This is a
Clearly, I know who they want.
Mansoor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost accepted the wrong one.
Yeah.
That's on my brain.
It's okay.
Accept. But I don't know how to make this change.
Oh, they took
colors.
Ruben Bain. No. Get out of here.
Decline.
Bitch. So wait, who's available? Mansoor is on the board still.
He's still there. They didn't
you take
him.
Mansoor at 11. Fucking made out like bandits.
We give Lloyd a second.
Can y'all read this?
Not really. I can read it a little bit.
There you go. Now I can read it.
Yeah. Perfect. I can't see the trade screen.
No, we can't.
That's fine. Take Mansoor Delane.
Well, I have to be able to click something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, do you like that?
Oh, you like that? We're going to reject.
Yep. And then we're going to take... Who did the Dolphins end up taking? Ruben
Bain.
And the Chiefs
So wait,
took...
Carnell Tate went 6, down 7, Bain, Tyson, Jeremiah Love fell to 10. I don't think that's
Well, no, the Commanders are taking him at 7.
that's not
it's
gonna
there.
This is...
Yeah, Mansoor Delane at 11.
Not have worked out better.
Mansoor Delane at 11.
Jermod McCoy.
Do we have another pick now, too?
Yeah, we have the
30.
30th.
Which is insane.
I don't know why it does this.
Caleb Downs, no matter what.
It's miserable.
I can see.
Okay, what are they offering us? Just go. We're gonna have to just change back and forth. So we're gonna have to do it to look at the trade screen.
Yeah,
And
just
then
look at the trades.
There we go. Let's see. Nope, don't like that one.
Yeah, I'm good.
Nope.
No 2027 pick. Nope. Oh, no.
This draft is not that good.
No, reject. We want to take it 30.
Yeah. I don't mind.
Now
Now let's brighten it
brightens
up.
back up. Oh my gosh, Caden Proctor.
You have offensive line, though, don't you?
I don't mind Denzel Boston
You do have
here.
Zion Young.
I'm not taking Ty Simpson.
No.
I kind of do want to trade down here, but I don't love the offers.
So what other picks do we have?
The rest of them?
I don't remember. I don't remember
Lloyd.
which one we traded.
We
We traded away just 11, I think. Or just 8, I think.
Okay.
8 to get 11 and 30.
Because I think they're going to draft Bell later on.
Boston's I like Denzel Boston. I wouldn't mind Zion Young either.
Is that that's your guy?
Yeah, I mean, you could take Chris Bell here. I wouldn't.
That's a stretch.
What is our second round pick? What would it be, like 39 or 40? Because we're 8.
Can we darken real quick?
Darkin?
See if it will show us our picks.
Oh, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, who's not a wide receiver.
Safety.
He's a safety.
Why is it this color? It's white over here.
Nice.
Legible.
I like watching you cook.
Nope. Well, you're not. It's over. Goodbye.
No, we lost our mock draft?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
We did great.
Yeah, we did do good.
Live from Starkville. We'll see you then. I'm about to get on the road.
Yeah, let's
get out of here.
Wardos.
Go Tigers.